Hello folksicles, it's me. It's Thursday, it's 7:30 UK time, and I'm not in pain. Well, I'm in a little bit of pain, a little bit of soreness, but I'm back. Sorry about having to cancel last week's show, guys. Mel was suffering bad. Even painkillers weren't killing the pain, you know what I mean? But the tooth puller ripped it out on Tuesday, and it's settled all down now, so I'm a happy bunny. Now, as always, yeah, I've got the Jace Man. Yeah.
Good evening, guys and guyettes.
Yeah, we've got the mic. We've got another one up there. I'm going to be messing around with some acrylic corking in a little while. I may even be doing some painting. Yeah, so let's see who we've got. Right. I see Mitch, Gary, Max, Pagan, James, Flamingo Hater. Love that name. Nick, Cypher, Franco, 40 Cake. 40 Cake? I like that. Yeah.
Would like a bit of 40 cake.
Yeah, who wants a bit of 40 cake? Jez, Fran, Pat, Boyd, Bleatron, Detecting Newfoundland. I hope you found it, dude. Yeah, Matthew, Tom, Cat.
Tomcat?
No, Tom and then Cat. What you call it? 40 Cake is asking, are you making another mat? I've made loads of mats. Tons. Yeah, you will see that video on Saturday because I'm finishing it off tonight and then I'll edit it up tomorrow and I'll get it up for you on Saturday. Yeah, it's the last one of the month, but I have hammered acrylic corking this month. Watching live in the studio, live in my studio. Nice 128. Hey, Jez. Insane. Oh. Do you know what? You know when like you've had toothache and it just runs you down?
It does, yeah.
I think the problem is
when you have toothache and then when you have something done about it, like you've had the tooth taken out, it does knock you. It does.
I think the other thing is it's the fact that you don't really eat.
Yeah. So
do you know what I mean? So you run down.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a whinging old man and that sort of stuff right now, but it is a bit. I feel a bit like that. You know what I mean? Just a little bit low on energy and that sort of stuff. But I don't want to eat right now because it's still a bit sore. Anywhere I can ideas of where I can acquire World War tanks in 148. eBay, mate. There's tons of people who make tanks in 148. Was that my belly? That was after what you call it. That was after talking about food. Yeah. I'm at the stage where I'm starting to actually think that a McDonald's Big Mac would be good food. I'm not normally a McDonald's fan. I prefer Burger King, to be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, I'm a Burger King. I don't eat McDonald's burgers. I like chicken nuggets, but don't eat McDonald's burgers.
The one thing that I'm thinking though is they're soft. Do you know what I mean? You never get a hard, tough McDonald's. They're always easy to eat. I'm just thinking the calories in that, you know, and the carbs and then the fat. I could really do with, like, you know, putting a bit of fat on the bones. Let's need to get those glycerol stores back. Yeah, I do. I'm run down, mate. To be perfectly honest, a toothache is nothing to having a newborn. I've had some pretty impressive Guinness poos. So what's that? I mean. I've left teeth marks in porcelain before now. I am not starting a debate over, you know, which is worse, toothache or childbirth, because as a man, I can't experience childbirth, and so I can't argue it.
No, but toothache for a man's far worse.
I'll tell you one thing, yeah? I've got 2 kids, yeah? I wouldn't have I wouldn't want 2 toothaches.
You got more than 2 kids? But you've got two
well, kids. Kez has had 2 kids with me, you know what I mean? And we've got the others from a previous marriage. But, you know, I've got more than 2 kids, obviously. Oh, shut up, AliExpress. I'll tell you what.
Oh, God, they're hitting me like no one's business at the minute. What's going on with them? Right, marketing push.
They're desperate. Mel, I had a kind of idea for all your mats for storage, kind of underneath your workbench like they do with carpet. Those little poles and hang them underneath the table. That's smart. Now, I am actually thinking there's a bit of a mission.
I saw fantastic storage, talking about carpets and storage, in a van I followed today. It got the back doors of his van open because he got a piece of carpet that was too long for the van. And they store, and I thought about this at the time, they store carpet grippers. Do you know the lengths of carpet gripper?
Yeah.
in plastic PVC tubing hung from the ceiling of the van. And they got like 3 of these, all with different types of gripper in. I was thinking, wow, that's actually quite a good idea.
Yeah, run a caddy and just slide it in. Do you trust these ceilings in Spode?
Yeah, I thought so. Well, if you put it in these, it's not going anywhere.
You reckon? I reckon they're riddled with woodworm.
The MDF boards should be alright.
Oh, piss off.
Yeah, it should be alright.
I know the lad who put those in. I won't even...
You could reseal them all.
Mate, I wouldn't even attach my camera to up there.
You could run it off the wall. Run it across the wall on battens.
Yeah, you could actually. You could put a support up. That's worth thinking about. I have been thinking about making a terrain table as well, an actual crafting table, and retiring the kitchen one. Yeah, and maximising space. But that I costed it out, and I reckon in all the bits I'd need the because you need some decent timber for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it was something like about 150 quid in materials. Yeah, once it's planed and you know what I mean, done properly. So that's a future project for next year. Whoa, you don't want to make things... Whoa, no, I don't, dude. You look a lot less off your napper tonight, Mel. Yeah, you know, the painkillers are back down to sort of normal prescription strength. There's hardly any native UK fast food chains. There isn't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I only go to places like Burger King and things like that if I'm eating while I'm driving, if that makes sense. Yeah, if I want food, I tend to go to British Cafes and that sort of stuff. You know, I'm not one for going to McDonald's and sitting in and eating. You know, it's normally if I'm on the fly.
Take the kids for a treat if that's. But normally, yeah, you just get it on the way home.
Well, it's not even a treat for our kids. I mean, KFC. I think you go through these spates where you can do things where it starts off as a treat and then it gets a bit samey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm honest, the treats with our kids lately have been dessert bars.
Yeah,
we've had a run of those.
Milkshake and oatcakes place.
Well, there's 2 opened up in Hanley that do lovely desserts. There's the place we've had. It's like we've had an explosion of like these milkshakes and like ice cream desserts and waffles and all sorts of lovely stuff.
It's because milkshake and oatcakes have done so well for themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, everyone's jumped on the bandwagon.
The one in Stone's permanently packed, isn't it?
Love the desaturated colours on those.
I've got to wash it yet, but it is actually this one's true. Pretty true to the colours in the film. Do you know who it is?
What film is it?
Well, if I said that, you know who it is?
Flamethrower, bloke with a beard, don't know.
The hat gives it away more than
Predator.
No.
Who?
He's been washed tonight. It's McReady from The Thing.
Oh, I never even watched it.
You've not watched The Thing with John Carpenter's The Thing. You have to watch that film.
No.
If you want to play the Halloween game, you've got to watch the film anyway. Because
I thought The Thing was the one that was up in the Arctic.
Yeah, it is.
So what's he got a bloody jungle hat on for and his arms bare?
Because he's weird. His arms aren't bare. That's his jacket. It's
that's his jacket. Ah, right.
It's a red leather jacket.
There you go.
But it's quite a paddy one.
Air painted.
He's got the furry lining.
Right, got you.
But that's why he's got the flamethrower. Although that's an army issue one. He's got the flamethrower to clear the ice off the helicopter. He's a helicopter pilot.
Got you. I'm laminating the loss of a local custom sandwich place. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah. Local custom sandwich places are lovely. There used to be some really good ones up Hanley.
Yeah. Can we stop talking about food?
Yeah.
Otherwise, Jace is going to be doing the live show and I'm going to be going McDonald's because I don't think I can do this. Yeah, the only food I have in here right now are crunchy Belvita biscuits, the breakfast biscuits, and they are not what I want to be eating right now.
No.
Or Cocoa Pops.
I've got 2 mini Aldione Snickers.
I can't
you don't want it?
Can't do the sugar and the toffee.
It's not, that's the nuts as well.
Oh, God, no. Can you imagine getting a nut stuck in there? Oh, not seen The Thing. Calm down. Stop bullying me.
Yeah, see, tell him.
Cat saying, first trip to Scotland in the 70s, every place I went wanted me to test their American burger and review it. Really rough because I'm a vegetarian, but I didn't want to see. So as a vegetarian, you went round eating burgers, Cat.
Didn't want to see rude.
And you
That's so British, isn't it?
Yeah, but Cat's American.
Well, it's so British thing to do. You obviously
Cat, you are American, aren't you? I think cat's American.
It's such a British thing to do.
Yeah, I'll eat meat because I don't want to be impolite.
I don't know if you've ever seen the show The Royal Family. We love that programme. And when Aunt Knobhead Lurchio brought home his girlfriend Emma, and she's a vegetarian, and they were like, oh, Barbara, this is the nan, and the grandmother, can she eat some wafer-thin ham? Will that be alright, some wafer-thin ham? As if it was probably not meat, but... Funny.
I think better than The Royal Family, my favourite TV show for Britishness, is Shameless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I say this is because Kez's family, me and Kez both grew up on the estates, if you know what I mean. And Kez's family grew up particularly on a rough estate, And when I watch Shameless, because they're one of these families that there's quite a lot of the family who live on the estate, so you hear all the things that are going on the estate, and there is nothing in Shameless that I haven't heard of happening in real life on this estate. So I watch it and it's like, Kez like, wasn't that your cousin Liam? Like,
It's all too close to life.
Fran's American, Californian, yes, but I tried to eat them and did a lot of throwing up outside in the bushes. Oh, Kat, you should have just said you were vegetarian. We're British. We're cool with that sort of stuff.
If it was in the 70s, though, she might have got her head kicked in.
Not in Britain.
I don't know. Scotland, though, she said. You're vegetarian.
They'd have probably tried to give her haggis and told her, lots of vegetables.
How's it down at full speed? Don't worry, love. We'll cure you of that.
Oh, Gary, you can shut up. He's just about to have a chicken kebab.
I like a chicken tikka kebab.
Right, I'm going to leave you with Jason. I'm going to do some acrylicing over there.
I think you were saying I'm going to go and do a McDonald's room.
Because...
Probably the closest to McDonald's is a bit of a way away.
Yeah, it is. Well, the problem is we don't really have... I mean, we've got a couple of takeaways around the corner, which are fast food joints, kebab shops, stuff like that.
Slightly dodgy as well.
There's a couple of alright ones, to be truthful.
I don't know. I don't eat in Stoke. So.
Well, the thing is, I snack, you know what I mean? So they're open at various times, so, depending on what I'm after, you nip into various things. But we've got no real fast food joints in Stoke, for the quick...
It's because nobody goes into Stoke.
I think it comes down to the safety of fast food joints, doesn't it? You never go... The thing with fast food joints is, we all know we're not going to get a good meal in a fast food joint. But we're not going to get a bad one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to be safe. What they give you, you're going to eat. You're not going to be that...
You're not going to be ill.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's a safe bet. I mean, it's why we go to like services and stuff like that.
It's why
and we
you go to places like McDonald's and Burger King, because you know what you're getting is the same everywhere. As you get it from.
Yeah, and it's the safe bet, and we've got no real safe bets in Stoke like that.
No, not in Stoke Centre. It's either all up at Hanley or on the way into Hanley or at the retail parks or in Newcastle. There's lots in Newcastle.
Yeah,
but that's where we tend to get most of ours from.
We've just had a new a new cafe open on the side here at Spode.
Yeah, in the museum.
Yeah, called Pot Bank Cafe.
Oh, right.
Yeah, rather plush. They want £3 for a coffee.
Bloody hell. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
They're posh. Yeah, you can
I don't care how posh they are. That's still a lot of money.
You can get a brie and caramelised red onion watchcoloured sandwich for £4.80.
Oh, don't tell Rachel that.
Yeah, and it's like, nah. I can go around Sainsbury's and I can get a meal deal for £3, mate, and I can get a drink, a packet of crisps, and a pretty good butty. Jansen, you're going to have to speak English. Right, are you being served? Oh, what a brilliant show. My family was from Scotland, so I know haggis is. Alright then, Duck. Monty Python. Monty Python was good.
Yeah, we like Monty Python.
There was a lot of meh with the true classics. They had their moments. I think we hold these things on high pinnacles because we remember the greatness of them. But like they say, there were weekly shows and there was a lot of repetition and
still a lot of them still hold up though.
Yeah. Well, once you put the racism and the homophobia and all that sort of stuff to...
Yeah, but there's fun racism and homophobia. Like Rising Damp.
Oh, God.
Or Until Death Us Do Part and all that. The amount of racism and sexism and homophobic
It's the same with whatchamacallit, with you can.
But you're laughing at the characters who are being that way.
You can get away with Dad's Army, yeah, but you can't get away with it. It ain't half hard.
Do you know my sister? They used to live in Moreton in the Marsh.
Oh yeah, I know. That's the fire service training place.
Yeah, that's
right.
I
did a course down there.
He's a gardener, and so he worked for the Lord, who's owned most of Gloucestershire and Cheltenham and that way, and forget his name. And he worked on his estate, and they used to go their local village, as it were, was a bit further on from where they lived. And Melvin, was it Hughes or Mervyn Hughes, the little one?
Mervyn.
Yeah, he used to live in that village and lived next door to the pub we used to go to, and you'd often be in the pub and you'd see him. All right, aye, it ain't half, isn't it? And you're like, oh, is he going to say the whole thing? But he'd just tease you with a little bit.
Oh.
But yeah, I used to like that programme. All that sort of thing, though. Yeah, like you say,
it's a bit disappointing, to be truthful, because overall, it's like, for me, yeah. It Ain't Half Hot is the story of a theatrical unit in the army going round in the Pacific Theatre in World War II, putting on shows for the troops. So it's a load of la-di-dars, yeah, and a sergeant major, all in the army, and it's good comedy, but it does contain the sort of inherent racism. And
the problem is it's a
representation of what it
was at that time. So it's not a program in itself that's new, that's about racism, and it's representing what actually went on.
Yeah.
And when you see it in that way, it's laughable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how
did we think?
How did the people who were using that language and behaving like that think it was acceptable? But then it also told it from the Indians' point of view that they got as good as they get.
Oh, they gave a shit,
but in a different way, didn't they?
But because of the inherent racism and the homophobia in it, there seemed to be a reluctance to show it.
The funny thing is they were nearly all gay, apart from the Sergeant Major. Because they were all lovey-doveys.
They were all lovey-doveys, you horrible lovey-doveys, you. But no, it's like, and so it doesn't get shown on TV, and it's the irony is, it's the forgotten eighth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the 8th Army, and the fact that they got forgotten in World War II because they fought in the Pacific, and everyone was really worried about Hitler invading Britain, and it was the Nazis who was attacking Britain.
Yeah.
So no one really gave a damn about the 8th. Yeah, and so they were the forgotten 8th, and they're even forgotten in comedy.
But it's a shame because they have some really interesting stories in history. But they're not taught and not seen.
What show is this? This is just a bit of rambling before we get stuck in. I'm trying to take my mind off food, but I don't want to engage with the comments because you lot are telling me what you're eating. It's bloody killing me. Black books. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we like black books.
Someone needs to say Red Dwarf, so here it is, a Red Dwarf. Brilliant until they got cash, and then it went pants.
Yeah, I didn't like it when they got the female Holly from that series onwards.
A little bit further for me, but to be truthful, it was when it just died later on. Right. Oh, bloody hell.
They're coming to Stoke. They're coming to Stoke, Con.
Yeah, they come out every time.
Not every time, but Chris Barry's coming and Kat. I think Craig Charles is coming now.
Right, we've had some donations, mate. We better do the donation things. I'm going to get stuck into some acrylic. I'll bounce you over to that camera, but Chase is going to have to pause for a minute while I do a bit of work and keep an eye on the comments for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I need to do some technical stuff. So, latest supporters, well, it's back. You'll notice we haven't got a target. Yeah, I'm not putting a new target up until the computer has landed. Jace has ordered it. It is being built. It's been paid for. It has been paid for, hasn't it?
It's all done and dusted. We're just waiting for a collection.
Do you know the money only actually left my account today for that? After sending you that money across for you to order it, yeah? It's been in my bank. It's gone out with PayPal, but they haven't sort of debited my PayPal, and it's been sat in my bank. And it's been like, are they taking it? Are they not taking it?
PayPal's really gone slow at either putting stuff in or taking stuff out. It can be a bit of a pain as well because you think, has everything come out and we've got a bit of money and all of a sudden, boom, 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 you're like, Especially when it's 750 quid.
Yeah. Right, we've got a couple of nuggets sent in. Rudy sent a couple of nuggets and Nick Zed has sent in a $5, so thank you guys. It is really appreciated. If you'd like to support the show and these ramblies and the acrylic, my acrylic corking fund, because I'm going through tons at the minute. Yeah, there's links down below, guys, okay?
Here you go, guys. If you're in the UK and you've had one of them, get rid of them now. The new £10 notes.
They're horrible, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know
Mal
what?
will have them. Send them in.
They don't fold. They roll. And if you put them in your pocket, whereas the old notes used to fold,
you think
they unravel.
You think you've got like a receipt in your pocket or something. You're always like getting ready to chuck it out.
And it's like, no, it's money.
It's a tenner.
Money should fold neatly.
Should feel like proper paper, not like waxed paper you get from the supermarket.
I mean, did you hear the only reason why they're plastic? Do you know the reason why they're plastic?
I presume it's because they're harder to counterfeit.
No.
Because they can put the clear window in
No, it's so cocaine doesn't stick to them. Because the amount of our notes that are currently in circulation with
cocaine traces on them.
Yeah. They reckon in Britain has a bit of a cocaine problem, to be truthful. Especially in the inner cities. It's quite overt. Do you know what I mean? It's considered a very yuppie and social drug. And
very trendy.
And as such, yeah, pretty much every single note in circulation in Britain, of the old notes, yeah, had cocaine impregnated on from where they were rolling up and using it to take cocaine. Yeah, and to the extent that they reckoned it was messing around with airport drug detectors and stuff like that.
And dogs.
Yeah, and so so one of the key elements of the new notes was designed so that they don't impregnate with cocaine.
As you do. So you can wash them.
Yeah.
I'll wash that cocaine off and I'll be fine now.
I mean, what does it say about a society when you have to design your money, and one of the key design is like it needs to be impervious because like everyone's doing it.
Needs to be drug proof.
So they're waterproof. I don't even know. I know if what you
if you put one, the polymer. What's the waterproof? Look, feel that.
Yeah, that's waterproof, isn't it?
Yeah. And these are going to be waterproof. It's just the lacquer, isn't it? Hideous, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't like them.
Even in Braille. Even Brailleized, which is a good thing.
Oh. One quick one. Our Odin sent a nugget in. I have a feeling tonight's live show funding will pretty much sort my Big Mac on the way home. Yeah, with extra thank you guys.
Put that up so I can have an extra large milkshake.
Yeah, let's get Harry on.
Big Mac. Tonight's funding target, 350 quid.
Calm down. We should do that. Sorry, the UK isn't the only place with that problem. Most of our money has traces on it too. Is that right? Is it? I mean, America.
Oh,
I know America has a big opioid problem with painkillers and stuff like that.
Well, they have all sorts. Everything's to the nth degree, isn't it, over there? So
no, but they have a big prescription drug problem.
Oh, prescribed drugs.
You know what I mean? With prescribed painkillers. You know, but I didn't realise that the cocaine was as big of an issue.
I suppose it still is in certain places.
You know, on the estates, to be perfectly honest.
It's probably more of a rich person's drug. Yeah. And like America, it's probably more of a rich...
yeah, I mean, to be truthful, cocaine anywhere, I imagine, is a rich person's drug because I imagine it's... you get the impression that it's not a cheap habit.
It's not like an eighth of pot, is it?
Well, that's it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so, what you got on the estates, it's mainly weed, you see. You smell it all over the place. Yeah. And each to their own. I mean, my policy...
That's why so many kebab shops, I reckon. Try and disguise the smell of an area.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, there's nothing stronger than a kebab shop, is there? Or a curry house. There's nothing stronger than those two places for a residual area scent. That's probably why there's so many. Because there's lots. There is lots and lots.
Yeah, there is. I mean, my overall policy on drugs is quite simple. You know, it's your body. Do what the hell you want with it. Yeah, but don't involve anyone else and don't ruin anyone else's life if you're going to ruin yours. Yeah, but that comes down to my sort of fundamental principles that, you know, I believe, you know, your body is your own. Yeah, and you have the right to refuse treatment. You should have the right to end your life if you're terminally ill and, you know, you're suffering, you know, and it all comes down to that fundamental principle. I mean, I think drugs need tackling, but I think drugs are more an indication of what's broken with society.
Yeah, it always is. It's people. It's It's like alcohol, it's like drugs, it's like gambling, it's like all that sort of thing. Even video games, they're all mechanisms of escape.
Yeah, well,
escape from the problems, escape from society, escape from the.
Well, they're essentially sort of serotonin, aren't they? They all release serotonin. Yeah, and serotonin is our feel good, you know, what you call it, hormone.
Yeah.
You know, and we like it.
Our happy hormone.
You know, yeah, it's the hormone you get when you give someone a hug or when you do something for someone. You know, when you're doing like a thankless act and you know you feel better from it. That's a serotonin kick. Yeah, the problem is that. One, it's addictive, and it's supposed to be addictive, serotonin is, because it's supposed to make you into a nice person, because we're supposed to work in groups as humans, and so helping each other is beneficial, so we get a bit of a chemical high from doing it. You know, that's how our bodies...
Well, we have to relate to each other.
Yeah, we have to.
That's how we procreate.
Yeah.
And if we can't relate, then...
you know, and so... But the problem is, a lot of the addictive things are addictive because they kick off the serotonin. And what we get is the situation where we get the addictiveness. And then you don't do the good stuff. You stop caring.
Yeah, they're discovered because they're addictive. Like chocolate.
Yeah. Oh,
like nicotine.
It's all about serotonin.
Caffeine.
Play miniature games. You won't have money for drugs. Jason, well spent.
Yep.
That's why both my kids. To be truthful, nicotine, guys. Yeah. If I'm putting my hands up, yeah, in the past I have smoked the odd one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially when I was going through the dark times, you know, because I used it as a coping mechanism. But the fact of the matter is, I've got too much going on. I've got little kids. You know, I can't afford it, and I can't afford to be sitting on my backside.
No.
Do you know what I mean? With our families coming from the estates, I've seen what it does to people when you get into the habit.
It's not that when you've got a responsible attitude, you know that being in that state, when you've got younger kids, you're responsible. You can't go out and get drunk like you used to.
No, you can't.
There's something that kicks in that
no,
responsibility.
You need to have
That responsibility level of being an adult and you've got children. Even if you and Kez went away for the weekend. And someone's looking after the kids. You don't, just in case you've got to get back home.
You don't, very much so. You don't let loose just in case
you don't
the
let
phone
loose
rings.
like you would when you were younger.
I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is a lot of the casual things, you know, from drugs to alcohol and all that sort of stuff. Where you're a decent person and where your priorities lie. You know, because that's your moral code, isn't it? Yeah, Odin, I don't disagree with you with hard drugs and addiction, yeah? But I think fundamentally, personally, I think it shouldn't be a criminal issue. I think it should be a health issue. I mean, Portugal decriminalised all drugs and treated it as a health issue. And they drastically reduced all their drug problems. Because the stigma disappeared. People could get help. You know what I mean? And the mechanisms were there and the money was put from persecuting people who had a problem to helping people and making life better, and they had a great result.
Well,
I don't disagree at all, Odin.
We're not on the verge of changing our society with it. It's still, because Conservatives in them, they won't change it for a guarantee, even though they're the party that should, because the income that they could make from drugs is obscene.
Well, I mean, look at America.
But anyway, but our state is one that's very much of a punishment state when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah. And not a recuperative or a caring state.
For me, I mean, my background, as you guys know, it's medical. So for me, when I look at drugs, I look at it as a health issue, not a crime issue. Now, I appreciate that it can lead to a crime issue.
But that's only the desire for the next hit.
Yeah, the addiction.
And that can come with anything.
Yeah.
It's
alcoholism,
not just drugs, gambling.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever stolen GW stuff for gaming.
Video gaming. Even tabletop gaming. People will steal whatever they need to fulfill their kick. And that's how you get shoplifting becomes addictive.
Yeah.
Because you steal, you don't need the thing, but it's the kick of stealing. Once you've stolen it, then they can't stop.
Yeah. I think fundamentally...
It's all that sort of things.
If to round up the conversation... I don't like drugs because drugs are essentially substitutes for what we should be feeling as humans by being nice, decent human. I get, the best kick of my life. In fact, you know what the best kick of my life is. It's those donations when someone comes along and they drive. I mean, you've seen the reaction it has, and that's a chemical reaction. You know what I mean? And that's what I would prefer my highs to be about. than them to be like, you know, getting off my face, getting drunk, you know.
Well, so also yours is probably very similar to mine, and then it's helping people.
Yeah,
in some way.
Yeah, that's the serotonin kick again. The good deed.
Both of our kind of professions previously have been.
Who's with Jason Mel? Eh? Both of us.
Well done. If that was a joke, she got us both. We both looked around. I'll tell you who's with Jason Mel, McReady, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Roddy Piper, Elvis. We've got a bit of a star-studded cast tonight. Ash, Laura Croft, Chuck Norris,
and
Bruce Lee, and Michonne.
Michonne.
That's who's with us tonight.
Right, let's keep politics out of it. Let's be bipartisan.
We've had a bit of a rant. We've had a
bit of a rant on that, haven't we?
Yeah,
well, on the plus side, it's taking my mind off me bloody stomach. Yeah. Right, I am going to go over here and have a look at a mat. Oh,
I'm going to stick my glasses on and have a look at a screen.
Right. If we go over to scene 2.
Scene 2, Act 3.
Yeah, let me move this camera over to here. Now, I'm sort of free-flowing at the minute. I don't know.
Free-flowing.
Oh, that's a decent enough picture.
That's a good picture, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sort of trying... I've been messing around with acrylic caulking. Yeah? And making mats and stuff like that. And I've done a bucket load of tests. Yeah, so... An absolute bucket load of tests. And I know, I'm getting to the stage now where I think I know the material. Do like that. Yeah, and I just want to sort of see what I can do with it. Now this isn't a test as such, because all my normal tests are organised. You know, I go against controls, I compare things, I measure what I'm putting into stuff and that sort of stuff. This is me just more larking about with it and seeing what I can do with just acrylic. So, shall we see? If you're wondering, there are more acrylic videos coming. I've got another one coming, well, it'll be out on Saturday, which is all this stuff. And then after that, we're going to look at sticking stuff onto them. Yeah, and painting them and all that sort of stuff. And then, fingers crossed, we'll come back. Yeah, and I will do a proper battle mat tutorial when I really know this stuff. Because the battle mat I did up there, it's rubbish. It really is.
It's not bad.
No, it's rubbish. Right. So, we've got that. We've got that. Okay.
Anyone made a model of Donald Trump? Yes, they have.
No politics.
They have indeed. I'm pretty sure it's either hassle-free miniatures. I'll tell you what they've done with it in a second. I think it's hassle-free.
Frenzarian did that.
It's either hassle-free or studio, but I think it's hassle-free.
It's not Donald Trump. It's a mixture of
Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump, but it's mixed with Voltarian or whatever it is.
The guy from Mad Max.
The Road, whatever it's called.
The bad guy.
Yeah. I forget his name. Immortan or something like that, isn't it? It's a combination of those two, and it is rather cool.
So I want okay.
I'm pretty sure it's hassle free.
Roller.
You'll find out in the terrain lab, Oscar. We can't give any spoilers, even on the live show.
Oh, what's he
He's asking about which of the mats. Are you coming close to figuring out which of the mats is the best method? It probably is, but we're not going to tell you tonight.
I am. I mean, to be truthful, all my work lately has been focused, and I've done a lot of work on it. Yeah, it's been focused on trying to figure out, the acrylic caulking as a material, i.e., just the acrylic caulking. Yeah, and what the difference is between the premium stuff and the cheap stuff, how many layers you have to put on, what are its properties. The next video we're going to start gluing and painting stuff and seeing if we can take what I learned in this video and turn it into a practical application, if you know what I mean.
Evening Max, evening Atoll. Atoll asks, when does Mal get his glasses, and has he been to the dentist? Yes, on the dentist. He hasn't picked the glasses out yet.
Mel doesn't need bloody glasses. Mel went to the optician a couple of months ago with Kez and the kids, and Mel's vision is bloody brilliant, whereas everyone else's has got some problem. Ha ha ha. Kerry did not like that.
That's not what Kez showed me on Facebook. She showed me some nice Dame Edna Everidge glasses she's picked out for you.
Up. You can calm that lot down right now, you lot. Right, so, let's see what we can do with this.
Well, that's true, Surreal. The live fans are more important. I suppose the dead ones can't do much for the community, unfortunately. Unless they donate their parts to the terrain cause.
Which bit would we use?
Bones. But the only bit you could use, isn't it? The odd eyeball, if you put it in that glycerine stuff you've got, that might be quite interesting. Especially the UV glycerine coming up to Halloween.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, didn't want to do that. Right, this is really sticky stuff. I've forgotten what this was like. Okay, so. Right. Thin brush. Put some water over this.
Evening, Jarno. Hi, Anthony. White man.
I need more water. Oh god, it's splashing everywhere.
Steady on.
I know. I just want to see if I can pull this off. That's it. Now it's going soft and it's blended.
That's fair enough, Oscar. Perhaps we should do a special show for the dead ones. Well, we are coming up to Halloween.
There'll be lots of show of the dead.
There'll be lots of dead ones on that.
Right. So, experiment time. Green stuff roller.
Somebody says you need to watch some skin coating tutorials.
Oh my god!
What's the matter?
Oh Jesus Christ! Can you see this on the screen?
No. I can't. Excuse me, everybody. I just need to come and see what's happening with Mel before he has an accident. Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
Woo. How epic's that? Is it going to dry like that?
I don't know. Right, it's starting to stick. So
wet it off.
Let's smooth this off. Because we're getting a ridge as we're pushing it along.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll smooth that off, re-wet it. Re-wet this because I think this is starting to stick a bit. Yeah, so obviously re-wetting is an issue. I think we might have to, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with the transition there.
Yeah.
But if we just, hey!
Look at that. God, you wouldn't know the difference, would you? That's incredible. Look at the depth.
Yeah, it's whether it holds the depth.
Yeah, though. That's the problem, isn't it? If it sinks down because it's wet as well.
I mean, it is raw. Yeah, so it hasn't been diluted, so it should like the stippling. Look at that!
Shall we bring them in?
Yeah, bring them in. Show them that. I'll watch the screen. Yeah, a little bit to the side.
There?
Yeah. Yeah, do you see that? Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh, that's what we've got. We've got essentially. Oh, that's beautiful.
That is really, really nice.
That's really nice.
That's so nice. It doesn't even look like a road. It looks like the skin, the back of a dragon.
It does.
It's epic.
Right, let me put this back up there. Right, I need to go and wash these tools out because it's got acrylic caulking on. So I'm going to have to leave you with Jace for a second, guys. Yeah, just while I go and clean my tools out in the water downstairs. Otherwise, I'm going to screw them up. Yeah, so, back in a second.
Very nice.
Wow. I really hope that takes. That's really.
If that doesn't, do you know if that drops down?
Yeah.
The way that you might get it to stay is if you dry it quicker. So with a hairdryer, because it might stop it settling. It'll dry the top before it gets a chance to get reabsorbed. But we'll see.
We'll just look at the end of the day. Let's see how it pans out. We can always experiment further. We won't know until it dries, mate. But that's beautiful.
very nice. It's so pronounced.
That I'm not right. I've got to go clean these.
Anyway, let's catch up with the chat. Where are we? Looks like wallpaper. It does indeed. Plan on making a graveyard Russian style for Vampire Counts Army. Very good, Odin. I used to like my Vampire Counts a lot. Do not use this term lightly, but neat. Yeah, fingers crossed, Artie, it doesn't sink away. Yeah, so do we, Odin. It looks fabulous. The Rodents would be proud of that road. Indeed. I think the rolling pins he got are from Green Stuff World. I might be wrong. We'll ask him when he comes back, but I'm pretty sure those glass little rollers, like rolling pins with textures on, are from Green Stuff World. Like Spike. It's a cobblestone. I'm sure it's a cobblestone roller from Green Stuff World, but we'll get Mal to confirm it when he gets back. There is a sink downstairs underneath Mal's studio, but yeah, there isn't one in the studio. Yeah, they're actually pretty heavy, Jazz. That's what makes them so nice when he was doing the texture on them. Then they're so nice to work with because they are like a pretty weighty thing. So it's pretty cool.
So
we're pretty sure we confirmed it, but you got the rolling pin from Green Stuff World, didn't you?
Yeah, Green Stuff World.
Yeah, I thought it was. They do a few. I think they do about 3 or 4, don't they?
No, they've got a whole range. They've got
more now.
I think they've got about 15.
Oh, well, cool.
And we've got these cobblestone ones and these wooden ones as well. Yeah, but
they're all nice.
Yeah,
let's get them on camera.
Yeah,
because they're glass. They're pretty.
They're acrylic. They're not glass.
Oh, they're acrylic. God, it feels like glass, doesn't it?
It's not heavy.
They're still pretty heavy. Still pretty heavy. This is another one. This is one with like a circular mosaic type pattern that you would see on a drive type of thing. But the one that Mal used was this one, which is the cobblestone road, and then he's also got the rather nice wooden plank texture one.
Let's give this another go. What should we do next? I should have moved that across there to be truthful, but come on. Right, so put that out. What do I need for this? Ooh, silicon spreader. That'll be handy. And brushes and pots. Yeah. Dabbers.
I'm working on some studio miniatures for my Halloween game. Who asked that? Ice Dragon. I'll show you some of them in a minute.
Right, so I'm going to do this bit on here, and then I'll come sit.
How much are those rolling pins? They're not expensive, are they? For what they are.
I don't think that they're less than a tenner, aren't they?
Yeah, they're something like 7 or 8 quid.
Yeah, something like that. Right.
I think Mal did do a video on them.
Yeah, there's a Green Stuff
a while ago.
Product over. No, I don't think I did a video on them as such. They were included in.
They were included in a video
on doing foam textures in the back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because you did use them on the phone, didn't you?
Yeah,
reasonably
I
good
used
results.
A few other things, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, Green Stuff World sell two really great products. The other stuff I've not tried. Well, 3 in fact. those rolling pins are really good. Their punches for leaves are superb. And they also, although Mel does buy the corrugated cardboard in bulk from the range, they do a rather nice crimping tool, which you can put almost any material through, and it turns it into corrugated, especially very thin aluminium, like off a drinks can. But you obviously have to be careful with your fingers.
Yeah.
But it does it with a good quality foil as well, I've seen. Did you get a PayPal off Kat?
I haven't checked them for a little while.
You need to check because she's heading off to work.
Oh, okay, right. Just let me
Won't
just smooth this out.
Won't be a sec, Kat. Well,
right, let's have a
quick
check.
Look.
Right. Well, we've had PayPals.
Yeah, Studio Miniatures chairs do loads of really fantastic minis for that sort of thing.
Yeah, they do.
There are some really cool ones.
Dan sent us a nugget. Kat has sent us 20. Kat, calm down. And Arthur has sent us 5. We need to get these people on the screen, sir. So we have Dan M.
Oh. Dan M.
Yeah. We have our Cat S. Yeah, and then we have Arthur T.
Oh.
What have you done?
I don't know, you just put loads of extra spaces in.
Yeah, and we need to go down to Scroll Dude.
Oh yeah, look at that. We've got to go.
We are scrolling. We are scrolling. Thank you, guys. It is really appreciated. You know, all this help. I can eat tonight.
Yay!
It's not that bad, guys. Honestly.
Yeah, him and his family can eat. They don't have to live off grass this week.
Right.
Talking of drugs.
Calm down, lad. Right. Let's see.
Nice one, Kat.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, guys.
Thank
it
you.
is majorly appreciated.
Thank you, Nikki, Harry, Arthur, Kat, Dan, Rudy. Our channel heroes for the night.
Channel heroes. I like that. Right.
Perhaps you should put that on instead of latest supporters. But channel heroes. It's quite
yeah, change it.
Have you been watching the Invictus games?
No.
No. I love watching stuff like that. Do you know, ever since we hosted the Olympics,
yeah,
and I really enjoyed watching the Olympics, the able-bodied Olympics, if you like. But then I'd watched the Paralympics afterwards.
Oh, the Paralympics!
The Paralympics blew me away. It was so emotional and so fantastic to watch that now I much prefer watching the Paralympic sport than I do the able-bodied. It's so fantastic. Invictus Games was good though. Oh, I will admit to having a man cry at one point because there's the chap who won the what's his name, Sonnet,
yeah,
who won the gold for the 200 meters, is giving it to the family of one of his squaddy mates who died in Afghan with an IED.
Right.
Explosion. He lost his legs to an IED, and his buddy
lost
killed.
His life.
But he's giving them the gold medal, so I went a bit there.
Yeah. did you see the footage of what you call it? Prince Harry and the little girl nicking his popcorn.
Yeah,
that was brilliant, and the look on his face when he finally got it. Hey. And
yeah,
he's actually been going for about 5 minutes having his popcorn with no notice.
That was one of the best bits of.
And then he ends up on watching. She ends up sitting on his knee munching his popcorn with him.
Well, it was one of the best bits of the World Championships that we held over here a couple of months ago. Me and Tom were watching it one Saturday afternoon. Well, Tom wasn't really watching it, but I was. I got it on, and then all of a sudden the camera switched to the audience, and there were these two girls, probably about between 3 and 5, that sort of age, and they got this massive bucket of popcorn between them, which they pretty much devoured. But then the camera sat for about a good 2 minutes And the commentators, after a while, realised what the scene was and were just commentating on that and what was going on and watching them. And it was so good. Tom said that's one of the best bits of sporting footage I've ever seen. I don't disagree. It was
the
brilliant.
girl on the left, she looks like she's really loving it.
It was really funny because not only did they were picking out, really going for it, and one was being really sort of delicate, picking out 2 or 3 at a time. The other one would get a handful and hold the hand to the face until it had all gone. And then at the end, they were tipping the bucket up and just
Right, next job I've got to try and do on this one, which you can see here, is I know I can stipple this. Now I'm wondering whether, if I can do a road there, can I do a river here? No, that's wrong. That's
Oberleutnant Dieter. For a Halloween event, they're adding Warhammer, Vindicator, and Predator to World of Tanks Blitz. I've seen the news about it.
No,
I've not played World of Tanks Blitz though, so I couldn't.
It'll be a giggle, I imagine. Right, that's not
quite
working.
fun.
Let's try a bit of what do you call it? A bit of plastic.
Evening squiblet. Excuse me.
Let's wet it.
It's 22 minutes past 8 in the PM here in the UK. 5 hours behind. Where would 5 hours behind? That's almost on the coast of America, isn't it? It's just on the coast of America.
East Coast.
Yeah, it's just on the coast.
I might need to tack up a lot more before I
Evening Stockley, welcome to the channel, welcome to the programme. We're all new here in some way or another.
Yeah, it's still too wet. I need that to dry off before I can watch
Before you
it.
can navigate it properly.
Yeah. It's not...
You're pushing it flat rather than putting texture in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a texture onto it and I'm getting a wave texture, but the problem is because it's too wet, it's not pulling it up enough.
Yeah, it's not defining.
Yeah, so I need that to start to go tacky a bit, and then once that's gone tacky, I'll be in a better position to retry that.
Anyone excited for the Grand Tour Season 2? What's the Grand Tour? Oh, is that Top Gear?
Yeah, it's Top Gear, innit? That's the new...
I haven't seen
Do you know what? After they left the BBC, I sort of lost interest when it became the Grand Tour. I know it's the same show and that sort of stuff, but...
Yeah, but because it's on Amazon, it was just a bit trickier to get to.
Yeah.
The tally and efforts sometimes isn't the best thing people do.
No, we're not brilliant at that.
I'm not going to read that out, Jez.
What's he saying?
He's poking fun at you.
Me?
Yeah, because the man's in pain. He's trying to have a culinary jibe at you.
Oh, right. You git.
Evening, Craig Cargill. Another new person to the channel. Make sure you new guys like, subscribe.
Yeah, do what Jay says. That's important. Right, so I need to leave this up now. I want to leave it till it goes a bit more tacky, and then we'll come in and we'll try and re-stipple it and see if we can get a result. Yeah, because when I stippled the piece before, yeah, it wasn't watered down, and I got a far better stippling result. That's what I'm after. I mean, that's not bad. It's an interesting texture, but it's not waves. Although our road is looking bloody beautiful. Yeah. Alright then, right, jump out of my chair.
What is the target? What is your target? There isn't one tonight, apart from getting Malpaps a Big Mac.
Yeah, Big Mac.
On the way home.
Which we've already hit. No,
and James says that Jace is the Bob Geldof of the show.
The Bob Geldof of the show.
Just pick up the phone and give us your fucking money!
Oi, don't swear.
I said fucking.
That's alright then. Calm down, lad.
Steady on. That's what Bob did, didn't he? Live on televisuals.
Yeah, but we're
Bless
not
him.
Bob. Sir Bob.
Sir
he can
Bob.
get away with it. Right, hello, I'm back. Yes, so we'll see how that pans out. But the road, really nice. Really nice. I think I'm getting my head around this stuff. So, right. Let me get back into it. Right, check the phone, make sure that we're not missing anyone. Because that's typical us. we're all good. Right. Thank you, guys. Gotta wash them tools. Always gotta wash them tools. They've been washed. I don't want to knacker them with acrylic caulking. No. But I do want to see how that pans out.
Be sad.
Because I reckon that's going to look really nice. I get excited over the simplest of things, don't I?
Bit of caulking on a bit of linen, and away we go.
You could get a job on the council repairing them. Mel, what's your favourite ice cream flavour? Oh, mint choc chip. I love a bit of mint choc chip.
Rum and raisin.
Is it? Nah, mint choc chip.
I like a bit of rum and raisin. Or strawberry cheesecake. I do like cookie dough's quite nice.
Well, when did... Oh, you bastard!
You're on the food again without even knowing it. Look at that.
Oh, I'm going to get hungry. I've still got 2 hours of this show to go. I don't know if I'm going to survive 2 hours. Out of interest, how's the sound tonight, guys?
Sounds alright to me.
Yeah, I know it sounds alright, but we're here. Yeah, obviously testing out the new mic and that sort of stuff, so just let me know how that is.
Oh, they're talking about food again. They've all the Christmas crap's in the shops already, isn't it? Even before Halloween.
Yeah. What's that about?
I know, it's ridiculous. They were out like last month.
Yeah, it's
almost at the end of summer. Right. Yeah.
Christmas is coming. Get ready to spend money.
Yeah, kids are back at school. Beginning of September, Christmas. But best favourite chocolate is a Christmas one. They only do it at Christmas. Cadbury Snowballs. So I like to invest in them. And even Beth said, why have they got them now and not at Christmas? Why are you eating it then?
Oh, Harry's saying if the pattern stays when it dries, he's got his jungle bottom table material. That's what I'm here for, mate, though, isn't it? I mean, Harry's a donator, you know, Odin. Yeah, but what do you call it? You know, this is what you pay me for. For me to go and figure these things out and then show them how to, you know, I make all the cock-ups. I figure out the best way of it working and what mixes and all that sort of stuff. And
you spend the money.
Yeah, and then
you spend the money.
I give you the information and you build brilliant terrain with it. Yeah, that makes my terrain look like naff. Something wrong there.
They become
sound is good. Picture is okay, but a bit fuzzy. It's not. That's not digital. That's me. I'm old. I'm a little bit furry. It's not fuzzy. It's growth.
We're both a bit fuzzy.
A good starting airbrush kit. Oh, I'm not the one to answer. I'll send Mel a pizza. Don't send me pizza. I don't like pizza. Do you know my watch? Tim sent me that huge one, and it was like I can't even manage a slice of this.
How can you not eat pizza?
Because
it's like a toasted sandwich.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if I want cheese on toast, I'll have cheese on toast. Yeah, it's crunchier, it's nicer.
I don't know, I quite like my...
Pizza's a cheat. Pizza is essentially bread, flavoured bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disguised as a meal.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not a meal.
I like my Domino's and my Pizza Hut pizzas, I have to say.
You know what, if I go watch Pizza Hut...
I'm not a big fan of pizzas, but I like takeaway from Domino's. I like to eat in at Pizza Hut.
If we have a takeout, because obviously the kids and Kez do like pizza, then I'll wait for it to go cold and I'll raid different slices, you know, as a snack. It's not something, pizza. Yeah. If I go to Pizza Hut, then it's chicken strips and the unlimited salad. Yeah, and I nail that salad bar.
Well, I like because they do the buffet, salad. Don't they, in the day? I love the unlimited pizza. Oh, did you see that on... I can't remember what it was on. It was on something. Tom was saying... Because we've been to 2 all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets in the last week. God, I don't know. I've been able to move since Sunday. And he was saying that there were 2 rugby players, not like international standard or anything, or particularly famous.
The coloured guys?
Yeah, and they got turfed out of an all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut because they'd eaten too much.
Oh, no, I did. I had a different thing, but go on.
Well, they ate something like... Tom said from the report, something like 8 pizzas between the 2 of them. And they refused to serve them anymore and asked them to leave.
Well, the thing is, with no offence, if you're opening your store with all you can eat, well, someone's going to come along who can eat a lot. You're going to have to just suck it up. Yeah. You know, and if...
Reminds me of this...
I mean, with no offence, yeah, if like a coach of sumo warriors wandered into my store, it'd be like, you guys ain't getting all the buffet.
You're gonna have to pay double.
Yeah, because this isn't a snack to you. This is part of your training regime.
If Eddie Hall walks through your door,
yeah.
Sorry, Eddie, you're gonna pay double, or you're gonna have to appear on the advertising for.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do photos, Eddie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but if you turn around and say it's all that you can eat, it should be all that you can eat.
Exactly. You don't advertise it if that's not what it is.
Spanish say they invented pizza. I don't care who invented pizza.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Homer goes to the all-you-can-eat fish bar, and he eats everything. They have nothing left in the restaurant.
I don't remember that one.
And the guy throws him out, and Homer takes him to court or something. He gets some fancy lip and takes him to court. And he said, did he have all he could eat? No. Why? What? And then Marge is dead ashamed. Said on the way home we had to stop at Krusty Burger. So that's how he won his case. Simpsons. There's a good show.
If you got to choose any meal, what would you have? Tandoori chicken. Yeah, dry Indian vegetable curry, thick dal, homemade chapatis, riti, mango sauce, a nice onion
bhaji.
Onion bhajis are easy to make. It would be a curry, and a very specific curry. But you've got to remember, my dad's Indian. I grew up on curry. I grew up in India. Yeah, so as meals go, one of my dad's curries, that's what it is.
One of my favourite meals is a chicken tikka balti. Chicken tikka masala balti with garlic keema naan, a really nice large onion bhaji.
Oh, Diggy, why did you have to say that?
And mushroom peel rice.
You've seen it, yeah. Oh, that's still not putting me off. I'm still hungry. Right. Well, that's curing. Is that cured? I'm not sure if that's cured or not cured. Oh, better.
Corking. It's spelled Caulking. I think. It's a decorating. It's what's used in
filler.
Yeah, it's used in decorating.
Sealants. Acrylic frame sealant.
They tend to use it, most of it, especially like the stuff that Mel's got in, like on bathrooms and kitchens, especially around showers.
We put it around windows.
Yeah, it's all sorts of different uses. Labrador curry.
That's the stuff.
It's called, over here it's called filler.
Yeah.
In America it's called corking.
Well, I mean, over what you call it, to be truthful, over here we call it corking, we call it filler, we call it frame sealant.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? The filler's got a different... It's essentially an acrylic filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, for word best description. Right, I'm going to do a bit of painting. I've sent you 32 over last month. Bloody hell, well done, mate. Thank you.
You shall.
Right. Which one do I start with?
The little fella.
Do you reckon?
No, go for the biggest.
Good for that one. Because I've got tons of rivets. Tank.
I mean, I'll get back to painting. Go on, we'll give you a show before I start, otherwise I'll be lost.
Very quick one. Braggy's thrown a few nuggets our way, so let's get Braggy on the screen. Thank you, Braggy.
Nice one.
I can always tell it's Bragg because he sends it from Deb's, his wife's account. Used to confuse me at the start. Bruce Lee.
There's Bruce Lee. He's not a zombie, I just haven't painted his skin yet. Not washed. We've got...
I need...
Chuck Norris. And all his gun-toting glory. I'll do them 2 at a time, make life easier. So I won't be here for about 4 hours.
Army green.
We've got Lara Croft. Ash. The King. Thank you very much. Rowdy Roddy Piper from They Live. Fantastic film. 3 more. Obviously, everyone who is into wargaming or sci-fi or anything should recognise that one.
You should recognise. Come on. Thanks for moving on to painting.
That's
Mel's
the one.
painting a model.
That's McCready from The Thing. And last but by no
Good
means
English
least.
roast, yeah. I'm not a massive fan of a Sunday roast, to be perfectly honest.
That's Michonne. She hasn't had some of her clothing painted yet. There you go. That's what I'm doing. I like a roast beef because I like doing my own roast potatoes. And my own roast beef potatoes are the nicest.
If our Nath does one, it's nice, but generally I'm not much for
but my favourite meat's lamb. I love roast lamb.
Oh, lamb's too chewy.
I love roast lamb. Oh no, if you get shoulder of lamb's lovely. Looks dead fatty and everything, but when you cook it, it's beautiful. All those 9 models I've just shown you are all Studio Miniatures. .com.
Right.
I have got some hassle-free ones I've cleaned up tonight, but I've not done anything with yet. So.
Oh, people are asking where the models are from. People want them for IG.
Yes, one of my favourite quotes from the movie As They Live. I came to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's where it came from. Yeah, they've got some really, really cool Survivor figures on Studio Miniatures, and some of their...
pulled pork and brisket. We're going to have to stop this, guys.
Yeah, we're on food again. Moose roast.
I suppose.
I'm guessing it's in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada town.
No, Odin's over in Watchful, Scandinavia, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he's over in the Nordic.
It is a Scandinavian name, isn't it?
Yeah. He's the one who does the Viking reenactment and is specialised in history.
Ah, why am I shaking that up for?
Right.
I'm just shaking paint and about to put it in the tray for no reason whatsoever.
As you do.
It's not even the colour I want.
StudioMiniatures.com. Yeah. Formaldehyde face. Hey?
Yeah, that's from The Thing. Not The Thing, They Live. You're okay.
This is going to be... Do you know how long it's been since I've dry brushed a tank? This is the first tank model I've painted, yeah, since...
Imperial Guard?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to work back. Corbin was 5. So, 7 years ago. This is the first tank model I've painted since 7 years ago.
He's got a really good base coat down. His brushwork's lovely, isn't it?
Shut up. Sorry, I'm just going to do it, and how it turns out is how it turns out. My dry brushing is... Oh, look at those. That's awful. The streak... Oh, God.
Hello, the OAG show.
Do you know what? This is going to end up looking like it's been done by Corbin. It's been that long since I've dry brushed a model tank. I was debating whether to do it with with the airbrush, but I'm even worse with that. So I'm following Pete's tutorial from the Wargamer, and hopefully I can get it looking something half decent. I mean, my Chindits look nice. Yeah, but painting model tanks is... Because you see them on the Bolt Action post and they look like pieces of art. You know what I mean? When you get the military models.
On the Bolt Action Facebook
group,
page,
yeah.
There's some nice stuff on there.
And I just look at my stuff and it's like, yeah, I haven't painted a tank in how many years? So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out, eh?
These spectacle eyes.
I might need to get to reading some fine scale magazines to get into. I might, to be truthful. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've sort of... The way I've approached it is that I know I haven't painted tanks in ages, and I know I'm not... I mean, I don't even class myself as a figure painter anymore, you know, because even that's moved way beyond what I do. And I'm a terrainiac, yeah? But I am a wargamer. And so I've had these tanks for a while, and I just thought I'll just bite the bullet. I'm just going to do a reasonable job and just try and do a nice job with them. So I've got them painted and I can play with them. Yeah, and then in the future, if I build another tank army up or something like that, then I can look at improving my painting techniques with them. I mean, the thing is, with my Imperial Guard, I was quite strange because I just got carried away in just bigger and bigger armies.
Yeah, they do. Well, that's what Imperial Guard do, though, isn't it? They
the hammer of the Imperium.
Yeah, they are. They're all about numbers and depth, aren't they? It's what was the saying? For every Space Marine, there's a million guards.
Yeah, or something like that. But for me, when it comes down to it, with the bolt action, I don't want to get into that habit with the Chindits of just constantly adding to them and only having one army. So I'm thinking once these are done, I want to get another army for a different game and paint those.
Yeah.
So I ended up with a lot of nice little armies so I can play different games. I just don't know what to go for next. What game? Because I mean, I like bolt action, and I know people will say, "Oh, what about Conflict 47?" Well, I can add a vehicle or two in for what you call it into my Chindits for that. So what do I do? Kings of War? Do I do 40k?
About your Rune Wars, as you've started down that path anyway.
Rune Wars is pretty expensive, to be truthful.
I suppose it's quite a niche thing as well.
It's also Fantasy Flight, which tend to be premium. Also, they're American.
Star Wars Legion.
No.
When it comes out in 2018, first quarter.
No, what do you call it? I actually reached out to Fantasy Flight to see if I could do videos on it, terrain videos, because I'm getting asked that much. Flames of War. They certainly get me around to painting
Flames
tanks.
of War would be too much like tanks for you, though, and you've already got tanks. If you want Flames of War, I've got the rulebook, like I said. I don't know where my tanks are, though.
The thing is, it would be 15 mil.
Yeah. Go on, you reached out to Fantasy Flight Games.
Yeah, I reached out to Fantasy Flight Games to see if it'd be okay me doing tutorials with it being their IP and with it being quite a... I don't want to risk any copyright strikes. Yeah? And with it being quite a Hollywood IP. You know, there's a good chance. And so I reached out to them and to sort of say, look, can I get like pre-authorization? And they haven't come back to me yet.
Well, these places take forever anyway.
Well, I'm just going to sit it out, see if they come back to me, and if they do, I'll do a couple of like tutorials for it, and I might get into it. Yeah, but Flames of War I am interested in. I like military. Yeah. Yeah, but I like... I've not done anything fantasy for a while.
Well, I think
either.
you'll find the Flames of War, the tank version, is very much like a mix between bolt action and tanks. If you've got those two, I think you're just covering similar ground in a way.
Do you reckon?
For yourself as gaming goes. Obviously not for content, because you're looking at 15 mil.
Yeah, I mean, from a content point of view, it's 15 mil. The one thing about Flames of War, why I am attracted to Flames of War, is because the kids play the tank game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be... It's a night... I could slowly bring them up, if you know what I mean.
Well, I've got the rule book. I've got the starter box. I just need to find the tanks.
I've got some of the tanks down there, actually. So that's one option. After 10 minutes, is the corking holding shape so far? Yeah. There's a couple of areas that have got a little bit more flooded with water where it's lost a little bit of the definition. But yeah, right. Now this is sticky down a bit. Let's have another go. I think the stippling's going to take a lot more playing around with, to be truthful. Right, let's leave that to cure and then we'll have another play. Always experimenting. Now back to dry brushing. Use napalm to dry corking faster. If you're making medieval terrain, you should perhaps do medieval miniatures so you can use it.
Yeah, if you're doing your joust and all that medieval stuff.
Well then, so what? Saga would be the option then, wouldn't it?
Or pike and shot.
No, that's Civil War.
Oh yes.
That's black powder, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, the other good thing is, what you call it, a bit like with the bolt action stuff, a generic sort of medieval force, skirmish force, would adapt to quite a few different games. That's worth thinking about, thank you. Chicago Way, no, doesn't really grip me. Mel, we can't hear you when you're at the big table. That's probably because I'm facing away from the mic. Sorry. Don't be a dick. What's your favourite style of war game? Skirmish, or I'm guessing much larger? It used to be much larger, but I am sort of getting closer to skirmish games. I think there's a thing with gaming, isn't there, where a lot of us are a bit big battle fatigue.
Well, because of 7th edition, well, before 7th edition, when Armageddon became more prevalent in 40k, you used to fight the big battles you dreamed of weekly, almost. As the point creep and the amount of knowledge you could get, you'd end up, like Tom's Nid Army could field nearly 200 models for 2,000
Yeah.
points.
God.
And then still spew more in, and guard even more.
You know,
you could have 100 unit blobs.
So yeah, and I think I have to recognise the fact that I'm not a quick player. You know, I'm not a quick painter. And so if I want to have, you know, a painted army, I need to look at games which don't need...
hordes.
Yeah. And so I think it's going to have to be, what you call it, if we're realistic about it, I think it's going to have to be a medieval one.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. Ties in with what your plans are for the future.
Yeah, for the next Let's Make series.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so medieval sort of Dark Age skirmish games. What have we got, guys? Are you interested in Necromunda? Yes, I am.
Who isn't?
Yeah, I just haven't got the cash, to be perfectly honest. It's a big buy-in to get back into GW. And what I need to do is have a look at what models I've got and what I can, you know, what I can retask. I mean, the irony is I look at the state of my GW models and they're so basically painted now compared to what, you know, what people are painting. I am so behind the times, it's unbelievable. Something big enough to actually use artillery in. Oh, that'd be Flames of War then, wouldn't it? Mordenheim, Mel. Oh yeah, Mordenheim's good.
Because it was Tom's...
Any ideas for a World War II image in a black sand terrain tabletop? Yeah, go sand and paint it black. It's just volcanic. I mean, same techniques apply.
Basically, yes. With it being Tom's birthday at the weekend,
yeah,
he wanted to have his Saturday. We did Warhammer at the club, and then he wanted a game of bolt action.
Yeah.
With those commandos. He played his British commandos as a defence force, and I played my Imperial Japanese army as coming out of some jungle.
Yeah.
I got absolutely slaughtered. I managed to kill his commanding officer with my last action of the game. I think I killed his medium machine gun.
Yeah.
And that was about it. I killed a few of his commandos and stuff. Mostly because they kept getting pinned. But I got absolutely annihilated. And needless to say, he loved it.
Good lad. Good lad. Mel's going to get some medieval on some Let's Makes. I am. All you need is one huge city. Frostgrave. Yeah, Frostgrave gets a lot of attention. It is fancy. The thing is, Frostgrave's more fancy medieval, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's the idea of the ruined. I mean, Frostgrave is Mordenheim, isn't it? With snow.
Basically, yes.
You know, and wizards. Terrain-wise, I'm talking. You know what I mean? From a terrain point of view. So I think, yeah, perhaps we should. Lion Rampant, Saga Crescent and Cross.
I think you should stick to something a bit that's mainstream.
Yeah, there's no point in me doing a really fringe one.
No. Because people can't associate to it, can they? Or
no, not as well. Kings of War historical. Is there a historical version of Kings of War?
is there? Don't know. Haven't been on the Mantic site for a little while. Didn't realise there was though. Perhaps there is.
Well, in all fairness, there's some absurdly specific terrain in Frostgrave too. I remember looking at the rules, so I don't remember seeing anything specific. But then again, I was only glancing through. You know, so I could be wrong. The Trojan Rabbit. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Right, but what happens now? Right. Now that they've taken the rabbits, we wait until dark and then we all jump out. Weren't we supposed to be inside
the rabbit?
Ah, yeah. Run away!
Polleth, the pin of the holiest hand grenade of Antonon.
That's another miniature that Studio Miniatures do. The Knights of Need.
Do they?
The main knight, yeah. Although I see that Warlord, is it Warlord? Who are having their 10th birthday?
Yeah.
Coming up, their special miniature is the Black Knight, isn't it?
What is the most popular style of army modelled? Is it fantasy or historical? Well, to be technically, it's got to be Games Workshop. You know, it's got to be Space Marines. If you look at the most popular in wargaming, it's got to be Space Marines. Because it's the one all the kids start off with.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of progress on from Space Marines, but it is Space Marines. It requires a wheel with dead soldiers that can spin. Dude, that's an interesting, that's an interesting sort of terrain scenario. Spinning death wheel. Let's make a spinning death wheel.
Welcome back to our Battlefield Basics. And here today is a spinning
Tips for tortures.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Torture Tuesdays.
Torture Tuesdays. Yeah, I'm going to lose monetarisation for that one.
Sadistic Saturdays. Here we go.
That's a whole different channel.
That's Mel's private video channel.
Calm down, young man.
You only get with a shared link.
I'm not that lucky. Okay. Bloody hell, man. Second hand and buying. Yeah, eBay's good for that. Craig, ask question again. Yeah, Craig, ask your question again.
Yeah, ask it again, Craig. If you want it to be answered, that is.
Mel, is the pumpkin tutorial still on the go? Yeah, we're doing that for what you call it?
Hallock McQueen.
Hallock McQueen.
We need to think a little bit in advance and book a day.
Yeah.
For me, you, Corb, and
Tom.
Tom.
And the kids, yeah.
And book a day in advance and we'll film it live. Scare the crap out of them, like you said, by turning the lights off.
Yeah. We'll really give them the ghosting. Tell you what I could do. We could leave them in the studio. So
yeah,
we're
I can
nipping for a
pop
fag.
Yeah, I'm going to
yeah, and I can
You're
get Dan to cut the electrics to upstairs. Yeah, because that'll scare the shit. Because even the lights in the corridor won't come out, and then we can wait at the bottom of the stairs so they don't fall down the stairs.
And you can still record it.
Yeah, they wouldn't know
because they're on the laptop. It would still be running.
In fact, yeah, and if we timed it right, we could put a ghostly message coming up on the laptop.
Yeah.
Some noises playing in the background that's slowly playing once the lights go off. It's great being a parent at times, you know.
It's the best.
Right. Oh, it's been around since Battle Masters. Yeah. what? Great work is done because of great teachers, Mel. Thank you, dude. I hope you're referring to me being the great teacher. Not you. Oh, alright then. Yes, I've decided I need my bolt action tanks painted. And then I need to get stuck back into my Burma build and get my trees done. My tree bases. It's just, I've got distracted by acrylic caulking. As you do.
It's easily done.
It's easily done for me. So fantasy, we reckon, did it, Craig? Question for you, Mel. I've come up with a new game and I've made a prototype. Was thinking of putting a Kickstarter. What do you think?
Go for it.
If you reckon you can do it, mate, go for it.
You don't lose anything by going on Kickstarter.
I mean, other than your time.
Yeah. But what else are you going to do with that time? Potentially.
Yeah, if you reckon you've got to go, mate. You prototyped it and it's fun. Give it a go. What have you got to lose? Palm trees. Yes, we're getting round to palm trees. I'm not avoiding them at all.
Much.
But we are going to get round to palm trees. Could have done palm trees tonight, but I wanted to paint tanks instead.
Christmas special.
Do a palm tree. I am going to become the master of the palm tree. I'm going to spend like 2 weeks just working palm trees out. Just so I can finally shut you lot up.
Until we all start saying cactus.
Yes, yes, but it doesn't have the same effect as palm tree.
I'm sure we could get it there.
No, you won't. Westy tried for ages with his urban cacti. His underground subway urban cacti. Okay, watching first time, welcome aboard, bud. We do tend to use more cameras and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm only dry brushing tanks. You know, if I was doing something really interesting terrain-wise, we'd set the cameras up, like when, you know, when I was doing the acrylic caulking stuff. But it's just dry brushing a Sherman. As you do. I've got a little Daimler there, I've got, what do you call it? What's the artillery? What's that called? Are they Grants or Lees?
Lees, aren't they?
I thought that was the Lee. M3 Lee Grant. Oh, so
it's the same.
Well, no, it's the same chassis, isn't it? So I'm sure that's the Grant, the artillery piece, and the tank is the Lee. But I'm not sure. Oh, shut up, detective. You're not making me think about food. I've already talked about my favourite foods. And if you talk about my favourite English meal, a curry. Because there is nothing more English than a curry. Ironically.
It's that advert, isn't there? Some woman discussing something with two other women, middle-aged type women, and one of them says... shall we go to Birmingham? Yes, that's where curry was invented, wasn't it? Really? Are you sure? It's where the British.
This stream wouldn't be the same without... Oh, shut up. Your time is money, so you're going to have to spend a lot of time working to convince people your product is worth investing in. So you're going to have to get it right from the start.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what
don't go to... I've seen a couple of cases where people have approached... It's one of the reasons why I won't go on Kickstarter. Because I'm not professional enough yet. You know what I mean? I look at it and it's like, nah. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't do a professional Kickstarter, they butcher you. They really butcher you. you want to scare kids, play some Jason Mew. Yeah, that'd scare them. Sensible route for anyone new to releasing Wargames is to get it published on Wargames Vault and spread the word manually rather than try and get the money first. Yeah, I mean, if you can get it out on something like that and build a bit of a community for it, yeah, who are interested and want the game, because that way, when you take it to Kickstarter, they already want the game. They want all the shiny stretch goals. So they'll become like your brand ambassadors. They'll go out and promote it for you to get people because they want it. Yeah, I think that's far better than just hitting Kickstarter cold, to be perfectly honest. You should dry brush your head. Kez would love that. Thing is, my head's too smooth to get a decent dry brushing texture on. I have a bolt action in tournament in November. I have so many models to paint. See, this is why I don't want to do big armies again. So what did we decide on? We decided on like a medieval one, didn't we?
Yeah. But we don't know what as yet.
I suppose I could do medieval fantasy, couldn't I? Because it's only throwing in a few extra models and do like a historical... I know it sounds like a more realistic sort of fantasy army. Without all the skulls and that sort of stuff. But you have the henchmen, you have the... No, I'm not going to do the foreground one. Because they'd want me to.
Oh, the one you did the map for?
Yeah.
But you get all your stuff for free.
I would, but at the same time...
Forbidden...
It's not that. It's finding players to play the game, isn't it? See, the one thing about Saga is there are, you know, it's quite a popular rule set. And if I can have a look at it and doing it in such a way that I can do Saga and Frostgrave at the same time... Well, is that possible, guys? Do you reckon I could pull off Saga and Frostgrave? Dragon Rampart. Yeah, but how many people are playing that?
Yeah.
The company that makes the henchman models for Frostgrave also makes purely historical models. Who is that? Is it North Star? Because Frostgrave is Gripping Beast, isn't it?
What was your Frostgrave board for Warlord? But
no, Frostgrave board was for foreground for Frostgrave.
that was it, yeah.
I think that's another one done. I showed these Fred earlier.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he told me some interesting stories about his dad.
Mm.
Yeah, his dad was a regimental sergeant major at Dunkirk, and on the retreat, yeah, he had to abandon his trucks. Yeah, and he ended up in this French farmhouse, and he found these 3 French soldiers like basically looting and vandalising the place.
As you do.
So he threatened them down with his Webley, and then stole a motorbike and sidecar and headed to Dunkirk Beach. Classic. Right, a bit like a Joan of Arc Time Legends. Interesting. This is what I'm doing. I keep buying historical Arab movies while going out of my way to get them in a specific century, then ruin the whole look by throwing in demons. Newfoundland, drop the food, man. We've done it to death. I'm going to dry brush one more. Should I dry brush one more? Yeah, I should dry brush one more. Let's dry brush a little in. Does make a hell of a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just a dry brush.
Yeah.
Also, the difference between resin and plastic, there's a significant difference in.
Yeah, the plastic edges will be harder, won't they, somehow? Watch out that paint. 'Cause you've got
Yeah, I see it. I see it, don't worry. Close. I mean, this is teaching you guys to suck egg, but I'm always impressed by the difference just a dry brush makes from the primed. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit more confident about the models. I know they are in no way anywhere near, you know.
The problem is, though, is the tanks that were used in Burma and to go with your 7th and 8th Army were pretty much just plain green.
Yeah, they were. And mud.
Yeah. Mud is plain green, but they didn't have any fancy camo.
No, they didn't. They just went for green.
They had some of the symbols for the battalion and the regiment and all that business, but not a lot, really.
No.
Not a lot on them. Not like some of the other ones, especially not like the Yanks ones with all like.
Well, it was SCC 19 for Pacific, wasn't it? That was the armour code, the camouflage code.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to leave you in Jace's capable hands whilst I go and feed my addiction.
Big Mac or nuggets then?
No. I wish. I haven't got time to do that. Just a quick fag and a break.
I ain't got no time for that.
I should message Kez and see if she wants anything picking up, though. Because if I go home with food and I've forgotten my nearest and dearest...
You've forgotten the boss.
DIY markings were in chalk. Oh yeah, on the tanks. Little Daimler.
Yay.
Have you seen the universal transport for bolt action? I know it's in scale, but it's tiny. Look how smooth that is, though.
It looks smooth. Just looking at it from here.
Yeah. Which doesn't make great for dry brushing, to be truthful.
That's why with all the rivets on the other ones, it's...
Yeah, it really took it nice. But we'll give it a go. Frostgrave Games by Osprey. The models by North Star, but the plastics were commissioned originally for something like that from Fireforge. Is this program on regular? Yeah, this is every Thursday night. Well, it's usually every Thursday night. I mean, last week Toothache took it out. I'm sort of readjusting to Kez's new university schedule and when the kids are in and out, and the kids are at my mum's tonight, so I don't mind working late in the studio. Because I don't want to be working in here when the kids are at home, because I want to be with my kids. So we reckon Frostgrave with a bit of a saga slant then. For the historicals come fantasy and our medieval Let's Make series.
Beth's first miniature she painted was a Viking.
Was it?
From Saga. Yeah, they had a thing at the museum.
Oh yeah,
in Hanley, down in that educational zone. And her and Thomas painted one each. She loved it.
She plays fantasy, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Elves, isn't it?
Yeah, elves is. High elves.
Right. I've pretty much taken all the paint off there and all the paint off there. And if... Alright, did they not just convert them from Fireforge? We'll join you for the coffee. Nice one. And Saga will release light fantasy, it seems. Insane, tell me more.
Yeah, it's a shame they haven't, isn't it? Like as a supplementary game or supplementary.
Well, it's the logical thing, isn't there? From historical to fantasy, and it fits well. I mean, I must admit,
plus with all the Viking mythology and the belief in the
gods. I must admit,
and all that.
The latest Transformers movie, I do like that.
I haven't seen it.
It kicks back to Arthurian legend and Transformers in Arthur's time, and Merlin's this pisshead wizard. He isn't actually a wizard, he's just found the Transformers and he's using their tech. But he ends up with this Transformer dragon, that he can control with his staff. So I really like that. Just wondering how fine of a tip that brush is. Jace, I probably...
Mine's, it says it's a 2, but it's probably more like a 1.
Who do you use?
This one's a Creative Models. They're on eBay, but it's good because it's quite nice red sable Kalinsky, whatever. This is my Windsor Newton one, which I use, but that is a proper 2.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference.
It tells the Windsor Newton as well, can't you?
That's my round one. I like that one. I'm painting figures like this.
Yeah. Where is it? Where are you?
But I do like my Hobby Games and E4 miniatures brushes from eBay specials. They're really nice. They're Kalinsky as well.
Oh yeah.
That's a really nice brush.
This brush here, yeah, which is my very, very fine detailing brush. I have had this brush for
a while.
27 years.
It's my fine detail one.
Yeah, I brought. It's a Humbrol brush, and I brought a set of them when I first got into model painting, and first got into. Damn, some buggers put that. Well, I've probably done it, but I'll put it in upside down.
We're supposed to put them in upside down, but with the ferrule on.
Yeah, I buggered that one.
Well,
but yeah,
brush cover.
There's some hiss. I mean, there's that much paint, and I've literally worn the coating off it. We do. So it's interesting how we watch. Bet Mel uses a sweeping brush. Bugger off. I must admit, yeah, that Rune Wars army I painted at Beasts of War. I did that with a large dry brush. All of it.
Fair enough.
The detailing, everything. Because it was just a nice flat. I could get good coverage and I got a nice point for doing my detailing.
I do a lot of painting with my number 4 brush. Because if you look at the point on that, I mean, it doesn't matter, really. I learnt this a long time ago when painting. It really doesn't matter what size brush you use. Any brush, as long as it's a decent brush and it's got a decent tip, can do the same level of detail as any other brush can.
Yeah, I suppose.
So this pretty much
it's just about how sharp your tip is, guys.
Yeah, it's about how pointy your end is. But basically, it's about how sharp your point is on the brush. And that's pretty much a 1 next to a 4. But the tips... I quite often use my 4 brush when I'm painting, when I'm chain painting, because it holds more paint. So I have to keep going to, it saves time, so I have to go to the palette less. And because it's a decent quality brush, it's Kalinsky, it distributes the paint well. Right, what was I doing on this, man?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Right, guys.
Painting blue.
I'm going to step out just for a little second, just have a quick break and stretch my legs. I also need a quick wee in. I need to top up my brew and I need to get some painkillers in me. It's starting to get a bit sore, you know what I mean? I'm noticing it and I think they're wearing off. Before I do. Oh, yeah.
Has it stayed?
Yeah, it's getting a bit better now. We'll see how that pans out. I think I can make a river out of that stuff. Quick photo for the terrainiacs for you. Put that on the group so you can see the texture on this sort of thing. Which way am I looking? There you are. If you're wondering what the acrylic caulking looked like, it's on the terrainiacs group now, guys. It's good, isn't it?
Let's hope it stays like that.
Yeah, I really
gorgeous.
If it keeps that texture, you'll be able to do amazing things with it.
Well, that's amazing in and of itself.
Is Fred hiding? Fred's really busy at the minute. He's he's got a deadline on. So every time you see Fred, he's flying. Right, I'm going to step out just for 2 seconds, top up my brew, sort my pain relief. I will leave you in the capable hands of our Jace.
Yeah, I'll just finish this face and then I'll be with you all.
Oh, right. Back in a second. I won't be long, Jace.
It's alright, mate. Won't be a second, guys. Nearly finished this face. Just keep yourselves entertained at the moment. Almost there. Right. Spectacles. Tell you what, now he's out. We'll have a bit of a snack because I've not had any tea tonight. So we don't torture him. I'll sit in the high chair for a bit. Oh. Right, what have we got to say? But now what's Jace painting? I was just painting Macready. I'm just doing the base colours at the minute. Base coat. It's from Studio Miniatures. Nice model, very nice model. All their Survivor range models. I've got 9 of them that have come through and they're very nice, has to be said. Particularly like the Macready one. Probably my favourite. Although I do like the Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee. Nice model. I've shown Mel the wonder of the wet palette. No, not yet. In my YouTube channel, which I still have nobody has come and found yet, and I'm not going to tell you unless you find it. Good night, Insane. I actually did a tutorial on their wet palette. Good one, Surreal. Actually, I don't eat paint. Oh, it's a long time ago. It's not so much in today's pigments and the paints that we use as it used to be. But there are still elements in the pigments that can change the colour of your tongue and your mouth if you're not careful. What I do is I wash my brush out thoroughly, and then when I'm not going to use it or I'm just about to use it again, I always put it on my tongue in my mouth, because you always get a far better point doing like that. Just so as it keeps the point when I'm not using it. Yes, Len. McCready from The Thing. I will be playing Star Wars Legions, hopefully. Surreal. It doesn't come out till Q1 2018, though. Hello, Harrison Moss. I'm Jason. Or Jace. I'm normally the moderator on Mel's live shows. The Bob Geldof white figure who's always screaming for you guys to send Mel money. For one thing or the other. Yeah, Jawa Wookie. Exactly what Bleen says. Bleentron. You're welcome, Len. They certainly do, Max. I never forget to wash the brush out before I put it in my mouth, Odin. I've learnt a long time ago not to do that. And do, Bleen, I hope it does. So it really, I mean, the pictures that Mel's showing you are cool, but in person it's such an epic texture. It's absolutely, that material, that medium, takes it beautifully. Hi Paul, greetings to Austria as well. Hi Rowley. Excuse me while I have a chocolate supper. Yes, strangely, corking, which is what Mel's using as the medium to take this imprints of the rollers, is far cheaper and far easier to use than green stuff. It's not pop or soda, it's raspberry and apple water. Ooh, still water. That's all I really drink now is water. Yeah, it did, thanks, Gawleys. I had a rather large bowl of soup for my lunch and it filled me up at dinner time, so I cooked dinner for everyone else at home, but I didn't really fancy any. That's right, Bleen. He did it on some blue foam mostly and stuff. Oh, good. I'm glad you all could join in and then enjoy the moment with me, Odin. Hello to Lunar. Never be sorry to ask a question, Luna. Or Lonar. To Lonar. Okay, so the material that's being imprinted on, let's switch to that camera. is acrylic caulking or sealant. That's this stuff and this stuff. What Mel used to get the texture on this one here is this roller from Green Stuff World. Okay?
People asking.
Yeah. And this is what he basically used. Just like a flexible acrylic sealant, caulking, filler.
It's starting to dry.
It's still looking beautiful.
Yeah, but it's holding the detail as it dries.
Yeah, I know.
See now that bit, just there, that bit's dried.
This bit might have dropped a little, but that hasn't. That stayed really deep. And that's possibly where you went over it the second time.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Oh, we'll have to see.
Looking good.
Right, tanks.
Tanks.
None needs to paint tanks. Bought B&Q cost £1.50 a tube. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Probably even cheaper in America.
Yeah.
And on the continent.
Kez got back to me. Couldn't even see that. Let me text her.
Hi, Tyler Bookmaster. Greetings to the rest of Canada as well. Crawley's on, by the way.
Oh, hello, Crawley. Right, there you are. Just message Kez, see if she wants some food on the way home. I have to loan her a lot of money. Okay. Hi from Germany. Sorry for the question. I just joined. Or is it?
That's what I was just telling you.
Yeah, right. No worries. Good ciggy break. Yeah, good ciggy break, mate. Painkillers in me. Fresh brew on the table. Yeah. Ready to do the last hour.
Thought I was struggling to focus on this then.
Your glasses on. So where can I beg for some Frostgrave scenario terrain tutorials? Well, technically we'll be doing those quite soon. I want to watch it. Come Monday I'm starting the trenches and getting those finished. Yeah, because I want to do the trench video, even though I've got a few more Battlefield Basics videos to do. But the medieval come fantasy stuff is next. Yeah, so on the Let's Make. So it won't be long for those. I've still got I've got a lot of countryside scenic videos to do here, and I was thinking about it.
I need the trench video.
Yeah, but I want to do the trench video.
I need it.
And I need to do a few trench videos. I need to do like one of my more detailed planning video, and then a Let's Make on, you know, actually doing it.
Beth's doing World War II and World War One at school at the minute, and they've got to do the usual crafting project.
Yeah, as they do.
And she's decided she wants to make a trench.
Do you know what you call it? Every year in the first year of school, yeah, at Corbyn's school, they have one crafting homework, the last one they ever do, and it's make a castle. Yeah? This year, they didn't do it. And I'm like, I know why. I know why.
Why?
Me. Well, Corbyn has nailed every craft homework, every craft competition, make a diorama since he's been at school.
Well, his bunker is really good.
You know, and he does good stuff. Yeah, and I think they canned it off on the basis that they knew.
Unfair competition.
Yeah. Bit gutted, because are we really looking forward to winning that one? The irony is my son would have built a castle before I do.
It's a shame there isn't an Arthurian
legend game.
Proper Arthurian legend game.
I'm surprised there hasn't been, to be true.
There is. In fact, I've got it at home. A really good role-playing game.
No 28, I didn't.
There's a really good role-playing game called
Witchlock does a good trench video. To be truthful, I've already done a trench video. It's on my old Cole Cobain channel. Yeah. But I don't tend to watch other people's terrain videos. I've spoken about this in the past, but I can't risk subconsciously picking up the ways they describe things and stuff like that. Yeah, so I just avoid them. I tend to watch more documentaries and more technical stuff, more art videos now about colours and, you know, that sort of stuff. Ever since Fred, the art stuff has kicked in. Architecture as well. I'm watching a lot of videos on castles, a lot of documentaries on the type of castles.
Oh, we love castles. We love going to view castles and reading all about them and why they were built in different shapes.
But actual terrain videos. Really, I mean, it's kind of weird, and I don't want to sound big-headed now, but I'm at the stage of my terrain building where there's very little I can learn from other terrain builders other than the occasional snippet, very much like other terrain builders do off me. You know what I mean? Yeah, and so a lot of my research and my watching time is more about the ancillary information, you know.
It's more about the actual...
Well, it's about
history information. So, like, when you look at
it's
castle,
not, because it is about art and it is about building and all this sort of stuff, but it's not about terrain building. I mean, I need to do some heavy time and really get into, get into some diorama work and up my level of detail. But, you know, it's one of those stages you've got to go to, innit? How's the tank coming? I'm on the third. I'm on a little Daimler. So I'm just getting this one done, and then we've got the grant to do. Any ideas of the substance they use for the bristles for artist loft? No idea. I'd have to see the brush. Mal, can we send bases into the terrainiacs to show them off? I've made a lot of terrain lately, but putting time in. I don't really want the terrainiacs showcase to become about basing. You know what I mean? Okay, the odd occasional diorama piece with some excellent work, but it's a bit like the terrainiacs group. It's about the terrain. That's what it's about, and that's where I want to keep the focus. So if you've done a base that's a miniature piece of terrain, if you know what I mean, then send it in. I'll definitely take a look, but I can't make any promises, mate. Mel said castles, not tassels.
Stop talking about tips. Moved on from that.
I don't think the primer is fully... It's got that little tacky feel to it, you know what I mean? When you know that it still needs a little while to cook off. But it's fine for dry brushing like this. I've got tanks. I've been really looking forward to getting these painted. Or I've been wanting to get them painted. I just haven't been looking forward to it. Because like I say, it's the first tank I've painted in 7 years. And when I was talking about I don't really watch other terrain makers tutorials. I do watch a few people's, you know, I watch Mike from Terranscapes. Because his aren't tutorials, it's more...
it's a rundown
of what he's doing and the techniques. And Mike does some pretty in-depth stuff, to be truthful, which I find really interesting.
Yeah, his is very different videos.
But I have been watching a lot of Pete, the Wargamer, for his tank painting tutorials. I messaged him on Facebook like, dude, what colour do you prime with? Found out my resin problem, the company gave me the wrong catalyst. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that's...
yeah, that'll really screw your
That's
curing.
not a good thing.
I hope that they've given you freebies and stuff like that to make up for your weeks of wasted time, dude.
As you do. Here's our product. Here's the wrong product to use with that product. Now go and have fun and pull your hair out.
Yes. Go and rack your brains wondering why the hell this isn't working. Surprise! We sent you the wrong...
Yeah, we tested you. April Fool in August.
Right, so whack that one down there. Yeah, they're coming together.
Oh, we've lost Tom for the evening.
Go on, what's he on?
What's come out today?
Total War 2?
Yeah. Total War Warhammer 2.
Kez has just messaged me. Let me see what she said.
It's a big juicy kebab.
Oh no, she hasn't. Well, darling, if you don't check your phone, then I can't get food for you.
No, tough cheddars. She'll say, why didn't you ring me? You say, you can't, you're driving.
Yeah. Micah Terrence is very technical on the how-to. Yeah, well, that's what I like with Mike. I mean, me and Mike are good friends. We hang out every so often. You know what I mean? And just jump on Skype and spend an evening just chatting and that sort of stuff. But I've got a lot of time for Mike. Because he is another one of those that tries to figure things out.
Yeah, he does. He's always saying, and he always tells you as well.
You know, what he's thinking and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, if he has tried something and it hasn't worked, he says, so this didn't work, so I've done this instead and this is the finished product. He might not show you the mistake like Mel does, but he tells you about the mistake.
Yeah.
So you still, if you listen and watch his videos, you still find out what not to do.
What would you consider a good coal colour? Black. Black with a tiny touch of dark brown just to take it off matte black.
I quite like to use black with a touch of very, very dark grey.
Just to desaturate it a little.
Just so it's not, because otherwise you
well,
get
the thing
like...
is, dark brown and dark grey are desaturating colours.
Because that's black.
Yeah, because brown is essentially all the mixes to cut together, and essentially grey is pure desaturation. So either will work.
But pure black, you can't use pure black for coal.
No, it's
even though it is in the real world, it's as black can be.
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right when you're doing it in minutes. It's like this black jacket. It looks crud, but then I've got to highlight it and it'll be gloss because it's leather. But black,
hey, Tamsin,
pure black never works because it looks wrong.
I think Envirotex light is good. Yeah, Envirotex is light. Vallejo stuff is acrylic, but Envirotex is what you call it, is 2-part epoxy resin. Night night, Atoll. Right, let's get this done. Where to start? Start there. The last of the tanks. I'll have this dry brush before the end of the show. I know I will.
I'm aiming to try and get all my skin painted.
I'm actually going to take some paints home. I don't have paints at home anymore. I've only got my Army Painter paints that I'm using at the minute, and they're in the studio because I use them for bits of terrain and stuff like that. And so my plan is to take a load of brushes home, to take some paints home, and actually do some painting at home instead of just editing. I've been trying to find things to do to sort of like, you know, give me a bit more hobby at home, because I've moved into the studio somewhat, and it's great, but there's times when it's like I could just do with cracking out a miniature, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is. It's relaxing.
The holistic side of the hobby. Yes. I'm kind of missing it at home, so I need to take some stuff back.
Until tonight, I'd taken over the kitchen completely. On 9 miniatures.
9 minis, and you took over the kitchen.
Yeah.
Alright, finally, to tint or not to tint. We're playing normally, but we'd use it for other. We're thinking of leaving it clear, but water. I'd tint it with a bit of blue, to be truthful.
What's that?
Water. I always think if you're going for the resin and that sort of stuff, tint it. Yeah, I always find it looks nicer.
Was it moving water?
Technically it's the sea.
How's he doing the sea? Yeah, definitely.
But you get an idea. It gives an impression of depth. Yeah, real. I hear you, mate. Hey Mel, watching while I'm mining EVE Online. I need to find a new online game as well.
Oh, what's wrong with World of Tanks?
I'm getting a bit bored of it.
I haven't played it for weeks.
Problem is, I like cruising around in my Electo, but it gets a bit samey after a while. You know what I mean? Same maps, same missions again and again. Gets a bit Groundhog Day. And I want something that does have that continuation so I can progress down the storyline or something like that. I was seeing Space Engineers. I saw a clip of it on Facebook, these two lads playing it. And it looked good. but I'm not sure if my current PC would run it. Maybe, you know, I'm guessing it'll have no problems with the new one.
Never heard of it.
No, it's in beta at the minute, but it's like an open world. But you've got to essentially you crash on a planet, and you've got to use science and engineering to get yourself back off the planet.
Oh right, a bit like the Martian type thing.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, a river. Oh, a river. I'd still tint it.
Yeah, no, with the river you can.
You need a tool and paint kit for home too. I do, mate. I do. To be truthful. I mean, these army painter stuff, they've been backwards and forwards that many bloody times. I mean, I know it's not a major hassle, but it's just annoying the one time when you forget it and you're like, oh no, that's at the studio, that one bit. You know what I mean?
Where's your river based? Because that will depend on what colour you tint it.
Actually, more importantly, what's the weather like? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the river is a reflection of the sky and the environment around it. Is it going through woods, in which case it's more likely to be green because it'll be reflecting the trees?
Is it going through the Amazon, where more likely to be brown?
Yeah. Is it is a sunny day, in which case it'd be lighter and brighter? Is it a grey and overcast day? This is Fred for you.
Yeah, exactly. I know where you're coming from with that.
Fred's got me thinking in
Was
so
it a cold environment, because then it's either crisper blue or actually a whitish grey?
Yeah. What time of day is it? Is the sun setting, which is a more redder sun, or is it in the morning when it's and actually the light is actually more bluer?
Is there a swallow flying past?
Yeah, okay. We are sort of going a bit OTT, but
is the wind whistling in your hair?
Space Engineers has no missions at all. Does it not? More of an ABS, okay. Normandy. I'd go for a nice bluey river.
Oh, Normandy, yes.
I don't know why, but YouTube seemed to think the comment African or European was abusive and had to be would have to be reviewed. But it's getting
political correctness gone.
We're talking
mad.
about an unladen swallow.
Mad.
The words African and European in the same sentence has triggered something on YouTube. Come on,
Excellent stuff.
I recommend Empyrean over Space Engineers, Mel. Much easier to get into. Empyrean, what's that about, dude?
I recognise that name of that one. I don't know anything about it, but it does sound familiar.
When are you going to do IDs? I wouldn't do IDs. There's no... Oh, LEDs.
Put this improvised explosive device in your terrain, just to give everybody a bit of a shock.
LEDs. I have an idea for a build, yeah, but it's one of my feature builds, so I need to find someone to commission it, yeah, and it won't be cheap, yeah, because it's quite an involved, very specialist build, yeah, but I wanted to include not just LEDs, but a whole gamut of light and electrics in it, yeah, because I think it'll work, but I need to find a shop, because it's only going to be a shop who will want this table, yeah, because it's a feature table, which means it's no use to the average gamer after the first few games.
Games Workshop?
No, they're not going to go for it. Not a chance in hell.
They like showing off people with LEDs in their tanks.
Yeah, they do, but I'm thinking Star Wars.
Oh right, you want a Star Wars shop then?
Yeah, I need someone who sells Star Wars. I know Mart is from whatchamacallit. I've been thinking about punting it across to Martin over at War Games.
Oh yeah.
Because he's got my Normandy table, and I know that it's a big pull for his store. You know, a lot of guys go to play on the Normandy and see it.
That's because it's epic. That's why.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if he's up for something.
Yeah, an LED Star Wars table.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't start talking about it. I don't want to give any more information out than that. Yeah, because I have it's awesome in all honesty. Yeah, you've got to remember. Yeah, I'm mixing with guys like Kai, who's an engineer, and he's working with fibre optic, and he's working with all sorts of electrical light stuff, because he's developing like a specimen box for tracking bacteria growth. So it requires equal light source and stuff like variables. So he's messing around with a lot of stuff, and he's been showing me a lot. And he said he'll do the sort of the technicals and back me up on that side, which means that essentially I've got someone with a doctorate in engineering, helping me with the lighting side. And the best scenario,
kind of useful.
Yeah, especially considering he's got a laser cut and a 3D printer as well. Yeah, and also he loves Star Wars. Yeah, so it's a win-win. Yeah. So I just need someone to commission it, because it's an expensive build. Now I know I'll get Patreon videos and all that sort of stuff, but because it's a feature build, I need that extra top up as well.
Because it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah. The problem with feature builds isn't, I could quite easily just do them off videos and Patreon videos like YouTube standard. But that's okay if you're making small stuff. But you get the same amount of money YouTube-wise for a small thing as you do a big thing showing the same technique over a larger area. But the big thing involves a lot more work, a couple of weeks more work. And so you need to, be
it's the fact that if you're just doing a tutorial on, let's say, a sci-fi building, then you're doing it once.
Yeah,
if you're doing a table, then you're doing several sci-fi buildings. You don't need to show a tutorial on how you do each individual.
This is how I did this building, So I need to find someone to buy it and basically say, it'll be a subsidised table. I'm thinking a couple of grand max. Yeah, because obviously it will be subsidised. It's
involving all the electrics and everything.
Well, it's going to have a... Well, the thing is... Just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to mute it for a second. So you lip readers out there, keep your gobs shut. Oh, shut up. But it's an expensive build, materials and cost-wise, because of what I want to achieve. Yeah, which Jace understands now. I've explained it to him. And it'll be an epic table, but there's no way I can viably do it without someone jumping on board and saying, yeah, I'll buy that table off you when it's finished, to sort of shore the gap. I thought they boiled your pizza in England. Oh, stop it. We're back on the food. We've done Pizzagate. No. I didn't mean that. Stop that. Even bloody pizza's controversial now and political.
Why is it?
Pizzagate. It was that paedophile scandal over in America.
Sick.
It was a fake, wasn't it? But we're not going there. We're not going there at all. I'm not doing it. Everyone's asking, can anyone read lips? Sorry, Imperial. Galactic Survival, for some reason, my brain confused the title. Kind of how like my brain now, Bleachron did say earlier. It's space Minecraft type game with like space, but not like, if you get what I mean. No.
No.
Mel, do you know anyone who can either sculpt or 3D print my design for 28mm models? I know people who can print it. You want Rob Alderman over at Hysterical Games. He does 3D printing for the gaming industry, and it's good stuff. Yeah, with regards to sculpting, I don't know anyone, but I believe the going rate per 28mm is about, about just over £1,000. For a 28mm 3D sculpt. Yeah. I am not charging enough. The guys at
I can imagine why they do it in 3 times.
The guys at Foreground were telling me for their 3D sculpts, they pay €1,200 per 3D sculpt, and the guys they get them off, each guy in the company knocks out about 8 sculpts a month.
Gosh,
that's a 10 grand monthly. Yeah, I am not charging anywhere near enough. Do you know what? I don't even think I've ever made minimum wage on a terrain build on a commission.
If you think you're
I go over the top every time. I never do the simple stuff.
You're selling a product, aren't you? An end product. Whereas they are creating...
Careful now.
No,
he's got to dig himself
No,
out
I've
of
got
this
myself
one.
in a hole. I'm just trying to remember. Trying to think of the words.
He's trying to rephrase it in such a way that I ain't going to beat him to death with a grant in a sock.
You're selling a one-off end product. They're selling a resaleable commodity.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it has a commercial basis. So you're going to make money off the back of this. So
we'll charge you more.
Yeah, we want a fair cut because you're only coming to us for the money side.
Yeah, most people who are getting you to build stuff isn't for a resale afterwards. Yes, it might generate them income if they've got it in a store, or like.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Foreground.
It's essentially a commercial product.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas mine is essentially art. I should still be charging more then.
You should.
Me neither on the minimum wage. It's the way it goes. Well, the difference is subtle and less complex, but allow you the same. Right, so it's a bit easier to get into, but still lets you have the play. A jumble from Avatar with LEDs and black light. Yes, it would. I mean, we have it on video. What do you have on video? I missed that. Pizza crunch, deep fried pizza, for God's sake.
Well,
the Scottish will deep fry anything.
Pizza Hut fry their pizzas, don't they? Their pizzas are that's what makes them.
I don't know. I'm not a big pizza fan, am I?
Well, when they cook them in the pizza pans, they've got a coating of oil in it. That's what gives them that crispy.
I didn't know they did.
Yeah, slightly greasy texture, which is
Craig,
delicious.
I think I'll do it myself then. Printing isn't that expensive, to be truthful, mate, and there are people who do it. Yeah, but when it comes down to getting people to actually sculpt, I mean, the going rate for sculpting in green, is you're looking at between 300 and 500 a model for sculpting in green. Now that's a bit strange because if you can knock out 8 models digitally. So I would imagine sculpting in green would take longer, and you'd expect it to be more expensive. But then again, I suppose people who are doing 3D know that. Let's be honest, you're only going 3D if you're going for tool casting or mass production.
Yeah.
Greens tend to be metal models, so they're smaller runs.
Yeah.
You know, more bespoke stuff. So
I suppose it's more about market demand, isn't it, than effort put in.
Which, I mean, it's supply and demand of the models and what they're being used for that's factoring the price rather than the artistic skill.
Yeah.
You muted your talk. We should be able to read it. Good luck. Hard to get people to pay decently with art, especially gamers who are notoriously cheap. Yeah, it is. It is. And even the companies involved, and I'm not going to name names because I think they're all... And then they're not cutthroat or anything like that. It's just there isn't the money in our industry like other industries. You look at the computer gaming industry, even board games. You look at Asmodee and stuff like that, and FFG and the sort of money they can throw around. Then you look at wargaming, and wargaming companies are much smaller. Yeah, so even the companies, I'm not saying you get a bad deal from, but even they're looking for the cheapest possible. Yeah.
Everybody is. It's good business, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I mean is, you deal when I dealt with Sega. Yeah, Sega are used to paying much bigger fees for things. You deal with the bigger companies; they are used to it, and so it's less hard getting a decent price off them. Yeah, the problem is, I want to do wargame stuff. I mean, if I went into museum modelling, damn, the money you can make in that is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they get lots of funding and grants, don't they?
No. They just because it's museums. You think about it. A museum will rate a copper penny that someone's found in a field for £5,000. Do you know what I mean? That's its worth. So when they look at someone who's got skill at creating something detailed, they really value it because they have to keep all the prices up to justify the prices. Don't do fans. Let them dry when they dry. I'm trying to learn that too when I do commissions, but keep dropping into I want to do that. Yeah, that's one of my biggest curses. Yeah, to be perfectly honest. What did you do for Sega, Mel? I built a big castle based on Blackfire Pass Forum for the launch of Total War Warhammer. And they had it as a big... They took it to all the gaming shows, you know what I mean? And they had it as a big castle and lava and all that sort of stuff.
Very epic.
It was a basic...
It's in the playlists.
Yeah, it's in the project playlists. I mean, ironically, it spends most of its time in the Creative Assembly's gaming room. They have their own gaming room, yeah, and it's in there. And they play Warhammer on it.
Well, it's the background to a lot of their videos, isn't it?
Yeah. If you look at the Total War videos, in the background there's a big castle. Yeah, you know the Total War update. I think they're called rally points on the Creative Assembly's channel. Yeah, but the castle and the backdrop, that's mine. That's why I love Lives in Armageddon. Russian space station, American space station, all made in China. So true. But no, I get a lot of the it's because I want to do it. What I'm trying to do now is find that balance of being able to do cheap commissions because I'm also doing the videos and so they're supplemented, but only do commissions that I want to do. And so it's basically I'll give you a broad outline of what you're buying. Yeah, and then you get what you get. And I have complete artistic license. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the things that was really nice about the D-Day board. Because Martin just turned round and he said, other than a basic idea...
Just build me a D-Day board.
Yeah, just build me a D-Day board. And he let me run with it. And I had great fun doing it. You know? Other ones where I've felt like I'm having to hit somebody else's ideals... have just been too stressful. So for me, moving forward, my commissions are very much... You get essentially a subsidised table. You wouldn't be able to afford this table if you had to pay full price. But I get to build what I want because I want to build it for my channel. You know what I mean? How weird is it that some of the stuff you make ends up being people's most prized possession? It is crazy, to be truthful. It is crazy. I mean, it gets me when Jace comes into the studio. He raids my bin. Yeah? And he'll go through my bin to see what I've thrown away so he can take it and have it. I mean, you've walked away with bases literally out of my bin before now because to me it's like, I'm done with that. Yeah, and Jace's like, no, give it him, I'll have it. And it'll appear on his table in a month or so, tarted up a little.
Tom loves the bunkers.
Oh, that reminds me, you've got the green scatter stuff with the trees.
Oh, you burnt...
No, the small scatter set.
What's that?
No, the scatter set I did on the CDs and the discs.
Oh, yes. Sorry,
yeah.
From the other week. Last week. I'm going to have to get you and Corb down to the club.
Yeah, well, this is one of the reasons why I want to bung some terrain down to you, because I do want to get me and Corb down to the club. Are you playing this Saturday?
Yep.
What are the timings?
1 till 4.
Well, that could work really well, because he's got his mate over. Do you reckon you could host us with a game if we didn't have any models?
Yeah.
Just bring us in, get us...
The club has 2 of the starter boxes.
Oh, all right, so we can get into something.
Chaos Space Marines. I mean, if you just let us know what you want to play. Tom's
No, we'll wander in and I'll wander up, but he's got his mate staying... Sorry, guys, he's got his mate staying over, Saturday night.
Okay.
So if I can pick him up and then come over to the club for the afternoon, because Willow's staying at a friend's down in Rugeley.
Okay.
So Kez could probably drop us off before taking Willow down to Rugeley. Family logistics. Oh. Well, they're getting their money's worth out of it at least. They do.
Tom keeps pestering me as to when are you and Corbin going to come.
Yeah, well, I want to as well. You know. But yeah, they are getting their money's worth out and their use out of it. And I don't mind because I get the videos. People get to play on them. You know what I mean? I don't actually think I'd want to do a full price commission because then someone's paying me to create what they want. And I don't want that stress.
No.
You know, so the little subsidised idea. But if any of you know Martin over at War Games, go bully him and tell him, go, Mel's got a great idea for a table. Go splash some cash out on him. Because you'll love it. I mean, the thing is, the only reason it's $2,000 is because of the high material costs.
Yeah.
Because of the specialism of it. But can you imagine it when it's done?
It sounds very good.
Oh, mate.
Sounds a really nice idea. And it'll fit perfectly with the current...
What's going on.
Yeah, and what Legions is going to be.
Well, it won't be a Legions. It'll be for, X-Wing the...
Yeah, but it'll work for both.
No, it won't.
If you're doing it down to the lower level.
No, it won't.
Oh, you're going to do... Oh, right.
It's specifically for X-Wing.
Oh, that'd be even better then, in some ways.
But I've thought a lot about it, and it will be beautiful. Right, Mel, I've been doing commissions that way for years. Works well for me, but I don't do full boards yet. Yeah, it's how I've slowly... I mean, I backed away from commissions completely because they were too stressful for me and took up too much time and took me away from the channel. And slowly I've been looking at ways I can do the bigger feature builds because the channel doesn't support them yet. Basically, I don't have enough patrons to be able to say, right, I'm going to release one video a week and that's it. Yeah, and get by on that and then spend loads of time doing big feature builds for those videos. Yeah, and so that's why I have to do the Let's Makes and the shorter videos. I mean, the acrylic corking one, there's probably about 4 or 5 days work actually in that video. Yeah, so it's an expensive video, time and resources wise to make. Yeah, for the payday. Yeah, logistically, you know what I mean?
For one video, effectively.
Yeah, for one video, effectively. And so it's the same with the. I need to essentially, if I'm going to do anything really big and fancy, then I need to be able to basically subsidise it. And the subsidisation is commission it. No, I'm not really into American 1950s. You get plenty of that sort of stuff good in laser cut.
I'll tell you one that's really good is the Wolson.
Yeah, Michael Ross. The
steampunk type of one. That's fantasy come steampunk, almost superhero, but in that 19 sort of 20s
to be truthful, when it comes to sort of
really cool.
terrain, when it comes to houses and stuff like that, I'm finding I'm avoiding stuff that we've already got really good MDF kits out for.
Well, there's a lot of MDF
because the amount of work and effort, you can get better MDF kits, and I'm looking more into the ancillary
cheaper
stuff.
And cheaper now.
I'm looking more into the ancillary stuff that makes that goes with the houses. Yeah. Now I'm not saying all buildings I say buy laser cut, because there's buildings we do with foam and techniques and balsa wood and those should be scratch built. But for a lot of the modern builds with the brickwork and stuff like that, you've got to be a hell of a scratch builder to beat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it is the easier option, and you can spend your scratch building time converting them and making them really beautiful.
There's a lot of nice MDF kits out there now. Our mate John, his stuff's getting better and better all the time.
Yeah.
He's just done a really nice barn and house that's like a wattle and daub type effect type thing. Timber frame, that's what I'm after. That's really cool. But then TT Combat, they're all quite good for value and...
Yeah. Across the board, from foreground... Yeah, you got burnt in designs.
I was looking at foregrounds last
Viv's
night.
stuff over at Knights at Dice is a lovely.
Oh, I saw one of what
Century City stuff.
Yeah,
his designer Scott is knocking out some awesome buildings.
There was something I was looking at the other day, and it was on eBay, and it said Knights of Dice, and it was beautiful. What was it? They were just reselling it on.
TM Terrain. He's working on some at the minute. But no, the Knights of Dice buildings are lovely, and I think, to be realistic, it's about creating beautiful tabletops. So I don't see a problem with taking an MDF build and investing your scratch building time into the MDF build and taking that to the next level, for buildings.
Well, look what you did for your zombie board. Yeah. You had the Sarissa buildings, but then
I started adding shutters and
you put up the planks as though they're barricaded up.
And it took them to the next level.
And it transformed them from being a bog standard building into...
something beautiful.
Something that's really nice.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's the way to... I think that's the best way to look at it, because MDF buildings are coming down in price all the time. They're getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah, I've forgotten. I hear you on the shipping on Viv stuff. I think it's one of the most challenging things for the guys over in Australia. And it's not just Viv, it's anyone over in Australia. Yeah, and also it's gamers in Australia accessing the stuff that we have in the States and in Europe. It's just that shipping. It's a killer.
It's apps. The price has gone through the roof.
Yeah,
it really has. It used to be you could buy you could get from discounted stores online.
Would you say they're just quickly roughly equal, or is that one a bit darker?
Looks about the same. I can't see that one properly.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, that'll do. Sorry, guys.
It used to be you could buy like off an online retailer, pretty like at 25% discount or 20% discount, GW products, resell them still at a cheaper price than they can buy them in Australia,
Bleatron.
including the shipping, and it would still be cheaper. Now you can't do it.
Groy's saying, what would be
Shipping
the most
costs.
difficult star to build? And to be perfectly honest, I think the most challenging terrain has got to be Mordenheim, because it includes so many different elements of terrain building.
Yes, it's...
You know, you're looking at high architecture involving stone, timber,
It's
window,
almost like...
and then you're ruining it. And then you've got to do the inside because you're ruining it.
It's almost, yeah, and it's almost like a dungeon level...
Yeah. It's got to be
terrain
functional.
That's not at that basement level, but there's above and below as well. It is
a challenge.
Inside and outside, like Mel says. It's when it's right, it's absolutely beautiful.
It is. It is. Right.
But it does take a lot of work because there's a lot more to consider about it than just the terrain that we use for, say, 40k, which is mostly ruins.
Word. I've got to do a ruins video as well. Right.
We did one.
No, I need.
Did
I
your
need
foam
to,
board one?
I need to summarise it in a let's make, and just nail it once and for all. You know what I mean? Right, I'll take that one. Because that should have all the colours I need. What do we take? Okay. Oh, it's magic, you know. Well, I need to, what do you call it? I need to do my artillery piece, don't I? Is that over there?
Well, I go out on Monday night.
Say again?
Going out Monday night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, going to the theatre again.
Oh, what are you watching?
ELO.
What's that?
The Experience, Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh,
Experience. Right. They have done so many songs that you don't realise you know. The most famous is Mr. Blue Sky.
Oh, yeah.
But they have done so many songs that you didn't even know that they ever done. And it's like an extravaganza.
It's holding those details, you know. It's holding them. Look at it curing here.
Yes. You see, it's a bit thinner. It's starting to dry off.
Right. Now, before I call it? Oh, bugger! I've just. Oh, damn! Don't you hate it when you do that?
What's that?
That moment when you realise that you haven't finished dry brushing because you've got a cannon over here that needs doing.
At least you didn't wash your brush out.
I did.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah, so it's damp now, so my dry brushing brush is damp, which is always a curse.
You've not got another dry... You've got another dry brushing brush.
Yeah, I have there.
They are top painting tip. If you get your dry brushing brush wet, do not reuse it.
Okay. Both brushes. What's that one?
Vehicle terrain.
What's that one?
Vehicle terrain. It's the baby vehicle terrain. Saving on wood.
Yeah, remakes nice job. Frustrating. I shipped a bunker to a gent there from the US. Shipping was more than he paid for the bunker. Yeah.
The international shipping's gone through the roof, and I don't know really why.
Costs, fuel costs, problems with the world. It's getting worse. Well, that's a slightly different green, but I still reckon it'll dry.
I mean, the most it used to cost me to send anything to Australia would be £20 signed for. That was only like a couple of years ago.
Right,
now you're lucky if you can send anything for that parcel wise.
I need to sort through my brushes.
And that was up to 2 kilos. You ain't getting that now.
Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. Right, let's sort some brushes out for home as well, eh? Because that would make sense.
I think my problem is when I'm painting, I use far too many colours.
Yeah, dipping in between pitch, please.
Plus those 5 there. That's just for these 9 models.
I've got a Kalinsky stable here. I haven't even used it yet.
Oh, I love Kalinsky. There we go. That tub full madness just for 9 models. It's because I don't like very often using the same colour on more than one model when they're unique models like this. So if you look at Chuck and his denim wear, it's a different colour to Roddy's.
It's a curse, my friend. It's a curse.
And again to Ash's. It's just those different shades.
Right, let's sort through these brushes and get myself a set for home.
I hate painting skin. It's one of the reasons I leave it to the end.
We'll take that one. We'll leave that one here. We'll take that dry brush because that's a nice dry brush. I've got plenty here. Don't need that as a base coating brush. That's a nice stippling brush. Right, we want a couple of detail, reasonable base coat brush, a couple of nice detail brushes. I don't even know where my Kalinsky is. Oh, there it is. The super posh Kalinsky. I haven't even used it yet.
I swear by my Kalinsky ones. They're not for...
Yeah.
Probably manufactured by the same company.
Yeah, they'll be manufactured by Kalinsky.
They just had...
Yeah. A different branding put on it.
Yeah. Look at this one. This one's by Hobby Games. That one's by EM4 Miniatures.
They'll just be rebranded.
Yeah. And they're basically the same. They've just been stamped. Look.
Sophisticated painting carry case. Yeah, Jace does.
I don't believe in having expensive
Best
cases.
Best way is to recover your brushes is to dip them in isopropanol. That's a new one.
I thought the best is the Masters
brush soap.
Brush soap. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't.
That's my miniature carry case for these miniatures with the custom foam bubble wrap in it.
Do I need anything else? Or just paints and brushes? Paints and brushes should do it. So I've got some brushes, I've got some paints.
It's 50% of the way there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I should be able to get these done at home. Right, okay. They are tanks though, aren't they? Let's have a look for a bigger brush. Just in case. You never know what you got to do.
Terrainiacs got to do.
What terrainiacs got to do. There you go, that'll do. Right. Used to be international. Small stuff was a side business when they used to transport them on the side or something. Yeah. True that. I've been on considering getting models from the US, but don't have retailers over here. But the shipping and inevitably customs charges made it impossible to justify the cost. It's a challenge, mate. You know, international shipping and that sort of stuff. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's just going to get worse for a number of reasons that we all know about.
Especially in China land.
Well, you know, it's not just that, it's what's going on with us in Europe as well.
Yeah, and, the import duties.
You know, it's what's going on with America. I mean, do you see, the restrictions on the, from Boeing and...
Yeah.
And that what is it, just over 200% tariff?
Yeah.
Punishment for a Canadian company shipping British stuff into the US.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's going to cost 4,000 jobs, Northern Ireland's biggest employer. You know, you see these sort of things, and these are the things that complicate the world. Hey, James, how you doing, bud? What time are we on? We've got another 15 minutes before we wrap this up. And I go get my inevitable dirty burger from McDonald's. And I remind you, the only reason that I want a McDonald's is it's soft. Also, and the shakes are lovely.
Yeah, I do like a McDonald's strawberry milkshake.
Yeah. Yeah, strawberry's the way to go. quick check.
I'm not a big fan of chocolate drinks. So.
No, me neither. Kids like like the hot chocolate, but that's about it.
I can drink a nice hot chocolate, but I tend to like them from a nice cafe or a nice tea rooms type thing where you get all the marshmallows and whatever.
I'll have a word with a look on the isopropanol. I'll give it a go. You've just made McDonald's some money. Mate, as long as I get something in my belly in the next sort of half an hour, I don't give a damn. Boeing complaining about competitors getting subsidies. Clearly Bombardier should do what Boeing do and get massive tax breaks instead. See, that's it. It's all... See, I mean, there was an interesting one that it's kind of screwed up in the UK because what they're saying is that the UK government came out fighting against Boeing. But the problem is, saying they'll cancel their contracts with Boeing. But the problem is that our air fleet is based on Boeing.
Our whole air fleet.
And our technology in our air fleet, in our Apaches, in our Chinooks, all works off Boeing data. And they can switch it off and essentially render those vehicles useless. Now, my beef is, from a military point of view, is I always think that all this internationalness is great, but if we ever fall out with America, then they can switch off our army. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, we intend to fall out with America, but the idea that your military can be switched off by a foreign power. What if America decides that it doesn't want us to go in somewhere and then, tells Boeing, right, well, we're putting an executive order, switch off their data, and then grounds our Chinooks and our Apaches. So I've always been one of these that I think militaries should buy from their own countries. So all your technology is in-house, you're reliant all in-house, and the money stays in your country because defence is such a big spend that money shouldn't go out of the country.
Well, what would happen? I don't understand with the planes to a degree, but what would happen if all the shipbuilding went out of the UK?
What's going on with your candy bars? They're saying, have you been bragging about candy bars?
No, I ate 2 candy bars while you were out of the room, so you watch me eat them.
It's alright, I didn't actually want them. Candy bars had set my teeth off because of the
especially
sugar.
with them being Snickers. But I did Mel the favour and didn't eat them in front of him because that would have been punishment.
Yeah. We did that with the F-14s we left in Iran when Shire fell. Yeah, exactly. But do you know what I mean? Fundamentally, from a military point of view, I think that it's smarter that you have your own military kit from your own... I mean, it used to be, that, I mean, a lot of British kit is still Lee Enfield, which is a British arms manufacturer, but a lot of our aircraft are actually Boeing. The Chinook is Boeing, the Apache is Boeing, the new, the new, what's it called? Oh, bloody hell. My lad works on them. The new replacement for the Sea King.
Oh,
Black Witch.
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember what they're called, but the new, utility, helicopter. Is Boeing. Boeing.
Well, everything's Boeing because they more or less with the US government behind
them. Yeah, Paul, GPS is based on American military satellites, so GPS could be switched off. From a military point of view, you want reliance on your own kit, don't you?
Yeah.
Independence. I mean, NATO made it like, we're all joined together and we're all going to rely on each other, which works until NATO doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of screwed. Did you hear that the Russian Burger King want to ban the film It because they reckon it's free advertising for McDonald's? I wouldn't call it advertising. I mean, it's probably a most accurate portrayal of Ronald McDonald. If you really look at the damage caused by McDonald's, it's a bit of a horror story.
It's no wonder they don't use him as an icon anymore because people are more scared of clowns than ever.
Yeah. Now, Black Hawk is ancient, isn't that? No, it's not the Black Hawk. It's the new...
No, it's something else. I can't remember what it is.
Is it something King?
I can't remember. It's not the Black King.
Where's Gaz? But no, there's a new replacement helicopter for the Sea King. Yeah, and that's Boeing as well. And so, you're in this situation where you're relying a lot of your kit...
Yeah,
on a foreign company. So I've always thought, trade-wise, every country should build their own military. Yeah, especially now technology is going the way it's going. The idea that your air fleet can be grounded.
Well, it's not the...
I mean, the new F-35s, they're Boeing.
Yeah. Well, everything is because it's all subsidised by the US government. And they then...
So you can get cheap rates.
Yeah, sell it off. So say, you know, why build your own technology
when we could buy
when you can buy it cheaper from us? And we've got years of experience building them. We build the best planes.
I need a little box.
But then, who works on those planes in this country? All our British engineers, who are some of the best in the world. If not the best in the world.
He's just qualified as a medic. He's just done a team medics course and qualified, so I'm so proud of the lad. I said, about time you got a decent trade. My lad doesn't swear at me much, but there are occasions when, you know, swear words come flying across Messenger. Well, the thing is, he's reamy. I've got to take it. He's got to have the rip taken out of him. Because he's reamy. Should I swap those for that box? Possibly.
Glorified grease monkey.
No, he's done really well, Des. I'm proud of the lad. Right, so put those in there. We need a little bit of bubble wrap. So those are the paints in. Yeah. Right. Let's get some bubble wrap in here so I can put my tanks up. If you guys were out curious about how much testing, I think I showed you earlier, but there's that one. Oh, you'll get that on there. There's that one. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. And that one. And like I say, I figure I'm getting my head around acrylic corking now. And there's this one, the Burma build. Check this one out. Flexible jungle what you call it, floor. Ignore the patch, I've been hammering it and testing it. It smells lovely. That's thanks to Tamsin and her big bag of herbs she put me onto. I've used hardly any of them, which bodes well. But yeah, you've got an acrylic corking video coming on Saturday, guys. It'll be out 7:30 UK time. And so, at that point, you will know as much about acrylic corking as I did. And then I've got another acrylic corking video to do afterwards while I continue to play with it next month. I've decided that the best thing to do is, is bloody Willow. She's come along and popped all my bubbles. Little shit. They're all flat. Yeah. Best thing to do is, up until Christmas, I'm going to call this quarter the Battle Mat quarter. Because I'm going to get battle mats nailed once and for all. You know what I mean? Get the science behind them sorted, do a load of different battle mats, a load of different other slightly sort of related tutorials. Yeah, get my Burma mat done. I want to review a load of battle mats, and then when that's all done, yeah, it's a bit like finishing the Battlefield basics. I can get to the stage where it's like, right, I've done it. I don't need to go back and do it. You know, we can leave that, and when anyone comes along and mentions battle mats, I'll have a host of videos, yeah, that'll answer their questions. And then I can tick that one off the grand list. So that's the battle plan with battle mats.
The battle mat battle plan.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed I can get it done. You know what I mean? And I can.
You put it to bed.
Yeah, as a terrain topic.
Well, it's one a lot of people are interested in.
Yeah, and I figure rather than doing a vid, come back in 6 months and do it again, let's say, no, alright, I'm going to be doing the terrain tutor for the next 10, 20 years, I hope. I mean, that's down to you guys, you know, your donations, your patrons and all that sort of stuff, because you are my employers. Yeah, but my hope is that I can tick off battle mats, acrylic caulking and making battle mats and all that sort of stuff, and do it once, done, yeah, comprehensively.
Completoed.
Yeah, and then in the next 10 years, anytime anyone mentions battle mats, I can go, that video, or that video, and it's answered and it's done. You know? A bit like the medieval stuff, the idea of going into the series and like, right, let's nail everything we can nail.
Everything we can think of.
Yeah, obviously stuff is going to come up in the future. Yeah. Yeah, because it will.
So we can't cover everything in a topic usually, because there's, in something like that, there are so many things.
Yeah, and people have other ideas and you see things at a tangent, but you can do the bulk of them. Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to approach it as. Bulk it out, get it done, do all the videos you can on that topic, then move on.
Yeah, move on. Sounds like a plan.
It does. I'm a man with a plan. What do you reckon would make a decent battle mat with watery texture on it? Well, I'm stippling at the minute on this one to get wave effects. Now, that is going to be something I'm looking at in next month's Terrain Lab. So, not the one that's coming on Saturday, but the one that you'll get next month. So, ask me that at the end of next month, and I will have an answer for you, mate. Because that's my job. I'm here to figure these things out for you and document them. You know, not just figure them out, then use them myself. You know, and make mats and make lots of money. No, my job is to help you guys. 7:30 PM. Yep. Saturday. Yep. Seems like it'll be a battle to have a smooth texture in the first place. Can be. Acrylic caulking can be quite interesting, especially when you start mixing it with paint and PVA.
Yeah, he's got some really interesting things to show you. I haven't looked at them. Some quite surprising results.
Both positive and negative. But above all, it sort of indicates that there's a lot more to learn. Yeah? About it. And the thing is... Oh, jeez, look at this. Here, I'll bring it up, because I can.
Because it's clever.
Right. Can you see the road texture?
The cobblestone.
Look at that. It's still wet, so I don't want to, you know what I mean? But, whoa, that's going to be brilliant. Still not sure on that one. Can I throw that away? I did. Let's try and reuse it.
Throw stuff away?
No, it's not working like that. Ooh, would you like that? See how that turns out. Oh, I need me cannon, don't I? If you give a man a fish, if you can give man a mouth, he'll build terrain for the rest of his life. Give a man a tutorial, he'll build a house. Give a man a tutorial on techniques, he'll build a city. Or a woman. A lot of our terrainiacs are of the female gender.
Indeed.
The fairer race, as they say. They've never seen... You say fairer race, yeah, I've seen the way Kerry comes in after she's been out on the raft.
Yeah.
There's nothing fairer about drunk women.
Yes, drunk women make drunk men seem like pussycats.
Yeah. Nothing strikes fear in me more than being out, yeah, and a bunch of drunk women coming the other way.
There we are, almost pretty much ready for his wash.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how a bit of skin colour...
Yeah, it just brings it out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Getting rid of the grey. The Thing. Ooh. Gonna have to watch that again.
Someone do a fundraiser, get Jace a hobby supply transport. We'll have to get him a little toolbox.
I don't need one. I've got all the cases and all the things, but all the crap.
Yeah,
know, as
and you
end up
you buy all the crap
and put it in a Tupperware tub because it's easier and it's safer actually because these things are designed to hold your precious cargo.
Food.
What's more important than that?
Whereas Mel, Mel's got his wrapped up in a rickety army painter box lid.
The things that I've got my paints in a bloody chocolate tub from last Christmas.
I'm not going to need to do any filing or anything.
And my most precious cargo, which I bought today, which I can't believe cost so much money. My washers is in a Chinese takeaway tub.
I do need to take my matte coat back with me because I'm going to need to varnish them. Am I going to actually no? They're vehicles. I'll spray varnish them.
Spray them.
Yeah,
definitely. Don't be wasting your.
I guess that could work if you interpret it and give a man a video on techniques and he'll be able to calm down.
He'll build himself a woman.
What if the man doesn't want to learn? Then it's his fault he doesn't have a city. Right, guys, I am going to call it. We are on past. My belly is killing me. Listen, thanks for keeping us entertained and joining in the conversation this Thursday. It has been a cracking show. Massive shout out to Braggy, Arthur, Kat, Dan, Rudy, Nick, Harry, our channel heroes.
Yeah, channel heroes. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Channel heroes
They're
is
a
nice.
hero.
Oh, don't be singing.
Right, guys, yeah. As you can see, the painkillers have kicked in now, and I'm a lot happier. Yeah. Minor painkillers. I'm safe driving. Don't worry. Yeah. So, I'm going to call it a night. You will see me on Saturday, and then I will be back Sunday for our normal question, answers, and ramble session on the Sunday nighter.
I think I'll be around on Sunday as well this week. It wasn't my It wasn't my wedding anniversary. It was Thomas's 15th birthday.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook afterwards.
Somebody said, somebody sent me a happy anniversary, happy 15th birthday. I said, hey. Mel said on the live show, it was Tom's birthday.
No, I wasn't sure. Alright then, guys, we're calling it. Good night, God bless, and we will see you soon.
Cheerio.
Bye.